Just getting month-over-month PPI numbers here coming through. 1% expected versus 1.3% on the last print. We get 0.9, so downside ever so slightly there again. U.S. on the year-over-year number, 0.9% versus 1% expected there. Flat print on the month-over-month number. Again, for November PPI, 0 across the board there for the month-over-month number. So overall, market coming into today a little bit positive here. We're trying to move higher right now, 0.2 across the board, S&P and the NASDAQ. It's the last Fed day of 2023. I know everyone's very upset about that, but we'll touch on why that matters for the overall market going into the end of the year and what to expect coming up in maybe even the first quarter of next year. Number of things moving around here this morning, including Tesla on a huge monster recall. It's going to be one of those software updates, so probably not a big deal. They'll push that through to all the cars affected. We'll touch on Tesla. We'll touch on big tech as well. Big tech going into the final Fed day of the year. Should be interesting. It's Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. Tradertv.live starts now. Yes, we get the in line with expectation print yesterday for CPI. PPI helping out a little bit here, downside ever so slightly on the headline number there. Year over year, US PPI 0.9% versus 1% expected. Month over month, exactly flat. Looks like the core number there down slightly as well. 0.2 to the upside expected, flat on the core number as well. Month over month, 2.2% for the core number on the year over year, 2% expected there. So a little bit better on PPI coming off that print yesterday of CPI that was exactly as expected. So again, some arguments towards maybe things moving in the right direction. As I mentioned, welcome to the final Fed day of 2023.
Ooh, great to be here right now.
Very dramatic.
But in all seriousness, expecting Jerome Powell on the mic today at 2:30 with the Fed rate decision coming at 2. Widely expected that we're going to stay where we are. It's just really about when we start cutting next year. It depends on who you're listening to. Some people positing May, some people positing July. We'll have to wait and see. But we got a decent number yesterday. Not too bad, in line.
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with Frank in the afternoon. If you're with us at 2:45 yesterday. We're trying to make the case as to why they even should be talking like this right now when CPI is dead flat. There was no change whatsoever versus where we were the prior month, and it's still 4%. 4% is a long way from 2% where they want it to be. So we'll see how things go. The market not buying that argument, however, still pointing towards March as an indication here for when we'll get the first cut. That's how things wrapped up yesterday. So mostly green for the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow. The Russell, small caps struggling a little bit there, 0.13 downside. Apple with a pretty good day yesterday. Everything's setting up to be a little bit flat here so far in the pre-market, unless you are Pfizer, downside in a big way. So Obi is playing musical chairs today, back on the other side. Neil off this time. Sean is back, though. Good morning, guys.
Yeah, this Neil guy, man, taking sick days? Yo. What's going on?
How's it going?
Back. Yo, what's up, Obi? What's up? Thanks for filling in. How was it? How was Neil?
It was good, solid. Wild market, nonetheless.
Wild market?
Yeah. We just pretty much melted up all day.
Yeah. Are you expecting a wild market today? I'm getting the sticky note going on here.
I expect every day to be a little spicy and
a little spicy action there.
Just, let's see what we have in store. We got some movers.
I think it's going to be a good day. I mean, we got Fed. The problem is that I feel like if you're not going to make the moves in the first couple hour and a half, let's get to 10 o'clock. Right. Let's see what happens from there, because coming into Fed, I don't know if this is the most irrelevant Fed that we've seen in the last little while, because it's pretty much, again, another 100% day where we're going to get no movement. I don't think there's going to, let's find out. I shouldn't say 100%. It's probably 99 point something, but I don't think we're going to do anything. But we've got a lot of movement, like you just said, man. Pfizer to the downside. Palantir is near 17 bucks. I like that one. I was just looking at a few things. Roblox with an upgrade. And I just messaged my wife. I saw a $6.99 purchase go through on the credit card for more Robux for my kid. So I think I have to at least make $7 on Roblox today in order to get that money back. Nice. AMD, I couldn't believe that move is up near 140 right now. You were bringing up Broadcom to me.
Yeah. Broadcom, it's been wild. As soon as like we broke that thousand level and haven't really looked back since for the past couple of days.
We just have a cool graphic on the sticky note. I missed that. Was that a new one there? Oh, wow. Okay, I missed that. I saw someone in the chat. It's like, cool graphic. Oh, what?
Nice. That's really cool.
Whoa. That is some next level stuff. That's almost 3D stuff right there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Here's the original.
Yes, of course.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Like, but that's pretty sweet, Fabian. I like that. Also, thank you everybody that was listening to the podcast. I hope you had a great time listening to that. That dropped. Thanks, Brendan, for everything on that one. That came out on Saturday morning. You can go ahead and check that out now. I'm sure you watched it or listened to it as well. It was a pretty fun one. We had lots of fun on that, and it was good. But yeah, pretty busy over the last couple of days, and now we're ready to come back and rock and roll. I visited yesterday. It was really good. I visited my 93-year-old grandmother.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty sweet. That was, I wanted to see her before Christmas and everything, and awesome. which she is, which is amazing. Wow, man. I hope I can honestly, man, to live
93. That is amazing. That's
a thing. So hopefully we can do that. And my other grandmother unfortunately passed away, but she was also 93. So it's like a kind of a cool, hopefully I got the longevity blood. Hopefully.
Definitely, yeah.
Hopefully. I don't have the handsome blood like this guy, though. But
I don't know about that.
All right, let's go over to the desk and see what the other two handsome gentlemen are doing over there. No stripes on Sharif's shirt, so I'm a little disappointed, as I like to.
We were just discussing how similar we are looking today.
Yeah,
but
no, someone commented already.
What shade of blue shirt would you like today? Let's talk about a few things. There's a number of things moving around here this morning. Airbnb up on, they're going to pay a $621 million fee for an Italian tax obligation and a decision that went against them. But that is not as much as they thought it was going to be. So Airbnb, yes, to the upside. Here's Tesla, down 1% on that recall this morning, just hanging on to yesterday's low pretty well right now, around that 234, so we'll touch on that, I'm sure. Roblox, yet another upgrade today, 2% higher after a pretty good day yesterday. It's been a pretty good couple of weeks here for Roblox.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I just want to get to the Airbnb thing real quick here. Interesting little development because they've been withholding tax, not paying it out to the Italian government. So like Brendo mentioned, 576 million euros going to be paid, but that doesn't cover the years of 2022 and 2023. That's only for 2021. So we're going to have to see what they do with respect to those two outstanding years because they didn't change their methods during that time. But the Tesla thing was also really interesting. I like how they call it a recall. We'll call it what they want, but yeah, it's an over-the-air update. Yeah. So they're going to basically change how the steering wheel responds and some of the more autonomous driving features. So we'll see how it goes.
You'll get one of those notifications pop up and like, you have an update.
Exactly.
And that'll be it. So yeah, probably not a huge deal. Down 1% though for Tesla. There's Airbnb, 1.5, 621 million US, 500 and whatever the equivalent was in euros. So yeah, I think a little bit less than expected there coming from the Italian government, but we'll see how that plays out.
Italian government's going after Airbnb? Pretty interesting there. I don't know the Italian government. I'm surprised that they're worried about taxes and everything. 142.50, 142.85. I mean, the Italians got Tommy DeVito now. So shout out to the Giants. They're coming after the Dallas Cowboys, I guess, the Giants now with Tommy DeVito in there. No, look, Airbnb has actually had, as I look at it, if everyone was watching, the Giants have like a third string quarterback, and he's this Italian guy. And all Monday night, they just kept showing him in the crowd, and they're like, hey, and all this stuff. And he had his agent, had like a big fedora. He looked like a gangster. It was just like, I don't know what's going. The NFL is just so entertaining this year, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, it's funny everything that's going on, but there's so many injuries in the NFL this year. It's actually quite insane. Okay, so look at this. Yeah, you know what? I think both Kelce's actually, on that Taylor Swift note, I think they both possibly retire this year. Yes, you heard it here first. Yo, what's up, Randy? Thank you so much for the coffee. Cheers, Obi. Cheers, Randy. You don't have yours on you. Are you still feeling bullish today before I talk about Uber and Airbnb? I know the queue's at 400. What?
All-time high is right there.
This market is
Knocking
going
on the
insane. Who did? For who? Oh, the Fuge. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, new contract. Oh. I was like, is that Palantir got another new contract or what? Okay, so look, this is, again, I just feel like the more and more that we sit here and talk about sort of names that I consider to be, like, again, is Airbnb a high quality name or just something that's really unique? Like it's a pretty new, relatively new idea. I mean, obviously it's been around for a minute, but you know, the renting out of these spaces, and I just feel like the headwinds for them are governments and are the fact that eventually, you know, permits could get pulled on certain properties. Sharif was talking about like his condo doesn't allow it, and other places maybe do not as well. But the real sort of needle drops when it's governments that get involved. And so we'll see what's going on with this Italian thing. I don't know how big Airbnb is over there, but it does set precedent for Europe. But what I was getting at about all of this was support and resistance. And honestly, it's like, again, you kind of make these highs, you come back in, and then you base out. And then I just say this, like, you get it out of there, get this garbage out of here, and especially when you're crossing above the 200. And then you start to base again right at the 200 period and the 50 period. And then you start to go back up to the upside. If travel is going to remain to be a thing, which I think it is, and I'm going to steal something from Kramer again, as he said, people are short on time and long on money. I mean, you just saw Visa, right? Visa all the way up. Like, when people don't care anymore about their expenditures, it feels like, and they're putting more and more debt on credit cards as Visa continues to go. People are having trips, especially with travel season now, right? Coming into the Christmas season, and we just had Thanksgiving. I think Airbnb is going to continue to perform, and I like it. I also like Uber. We've talked about some of these travel names. Uber is now close to, I'm going to find out what all-time highs are, but breaking above 60 is pretty nice.
64.
64 is?
Yeah. 64.
Yeah, so you're right
there.
here. So yeah, I think Airbnb has a really good chance to go. I am a little bit nervous. I'm not a shareholder anymore on Airbnb, but I think we should have been probably buying some of those. Just saw Sam Altman's salary in 2022 was less than the systems administrator. So, all right. Yeah, I kind of don't like all that kind of talk when they say, oh, this CEO didn't make that much. It's because they have deferred stock options and they have
They're definitely making something.
Yeah, they have other performance-based bonuses. Like I just saw there, Lisa Su the other day for AMD cashed in something like 87,000 shares at an average price of like $12 or something like that because she hit performance bonuses and this and that. You know, it's like Tesla. Every time it hits a certain level, he gets awarded because it's part of the deal, right? It's part of the shareholder or the CEO compensation or whatever, and they get awarded all this stuff. So, anyways, we are a consumption society, and as you can see, look at Uber's chart. Look at Uber's chart in the last 2 months or whatever this is. This is October 31st. Like, you want to talk about, we just talked about stocks doubling during the pandemic, and we're going to talk about Pfizer. But look at this, $40 up to $62. Like, that's a pretty clean move. And it was on inclusion into the indexes, and we're going to see about that on Friday as well. That's going to be a monster day. All right, let's go back over to the desk, and I'm going to get this sticky note out.
All right, Bitcoin kind of hanging out here, not really doing a heck of a lot. It is slightly lower on the day so far, hanging out basically where we were yesterday. Bloomberg reporting this morning that Coinbase is going to start offering spot crypto trading outside of the US in a global expansion. Bloomberg? Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. Coinbase, though, back to basically flat on the morning here, just went positive, in fact, up a quarter after being down.
Yeah, they're basically saying they're expanding outside the U.S. because of some people's, fear about the country's uncertain regulatory backdrop, about how they're going to basically categorize Bitcoin. Institutional investors also can start trading Bitcoin and Ether against the USDC stablecoin from Thursday onwards on their international platform. And that's something that Brian Armstrong's been saying for quite some time, his fear about, how the SEC is treating cryptocurrencies and his desire to expand outside the United States. So not surprising here, Brendo.
Yeah, not a huge move, obviously, for the stock yet, but as you mentioned, something that's been, I think, in the works for a while here.
Yeah, I mean, it all, that's interesting that they're able to do that. Like I always said under my breath sort of to Obi, like I can't believe they're going to, not that I can't believe that there's going to be more regulatory issues if they're going to start selling all these Bitcoins and stuff in Europe. I feel like just getting it in the United States has been one issue. And then now in Europe, I don't know. I mean, again, regulation is fine. I think everybody that's into crypto really does want some sort of regulation. And so I feel like that's good. Coinbase right now hanging out. I was just looking at BTC hanging out as well. What this is zoomed in a little bit too much, right here. So, you know, again, it's too bad because we weren't able to hold some of the gains over the weekend where we tried to get through 45. Every 5,000 seems to be a little bit of something, and now you're sort of bouncing between 40 and 42. So I could see us sort of basing out. It's not great that we broke below. It looks like we're trying to get above it right now. This sort of area here of 4150 to 42,000. That was a great break when we broke higher. So, you know, it's nice to see when you broke lower, you don't actually break that much. So it's like 42 gets us to 44.50, but then when you break below 42, I guess that's the 42 break there. But then when you break below 42 again, you get to 41, 40. Like, that's pretty good that we held back down there into the 40 area. So for me, if Bitcoin and Coinbase are going to trade a little bit, you know, hand in hand with maybe Coinbase even being a little more aggressive, I feel like this 130 is a good spot here for Coinbase. Let's wait to see what happens today. I probably won't be trading it, but it's a very interesting name. And then, of course, GBTC, as we get all the talk about Grayscale turning into an ETF or not, we'll wait to see what happens with that. But again, look at some of these charts. We've seen Bitcoin go to the upside. There's the break of 45 and the fail back into 32. So yeah, GBTC definitely on watch here. I don't know how interested, we've talked about this with me and you before about crypto. I think it's worth holding for a while, and I think it's worth a shot in the dark. This nice move up, recent move up, there's been a lot of people that have been cashing out because there's been aggressive plays from the bottom, but probably worth a hold at some of these levels. Cardano's at 60 cents. Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of those strong dips keep getting bought after we broke out of that 30.
Yeah.
Are you gonna check your Cardano?
Just keep talking. Let me check my portfolio, my guy.
I'm looking at ETH here. ETH kind of looking a little bit again similar move to Bitcoin, but something I'm watching here. Look at these November highs. That even though we kind of had that strong flush into some of these levels, we stopped right there at some of these tops. So maybe this is a case of resistance turn support here as we were consolidating above this level. And yeah, sure, strong sell, but we're well within trend. So I think some of these names, some of these crypto names, Coinbase, Mara, Riot, and MSTR, CleanSpark, we talk about all of these. I think those are definitely worth a watch as long as these crypto leaders are pretty much well within their overall trend. So
hold on, just come back here for a second. I can't find who you are in the chat, but it's too bad because someone said, oh, Sean is lying. Bitcoin is going to go down 20% from here. Sean is lying. I don't have a problem with people saying like Bitcoin's going one way or the other, but like lying, like that would mean that I would know where it's going and that I am lying to everybody thinking of which way Bitcoin's going to go. I have no idea where it's going, okay? I like Bitcoin. I feel like it's, and we talked about this before. I just, for someone your age, and I don't think like, I'm not going to invest, and this is not, we're not financial planners or 500,000? Got it. Okay, so Kathy just told me 5 bills, 500,000. The thing is, I think it's got to be into your risk tolerance is what I was going to get at, right? And it's like, I feel that if I was 70 years old, maybe in my father's situation or somebody a little bit older, would I be relying on Bitcoin for stability in my portfolio? Probably not. You know, but if you're trying to get it, it's up 185% this year, maybe more. 15,000, I think, was the bottom, right? 15, 16. Now you're at 45. So you're almost 3x this year on Bitcoin alone.
Yep.
You know, so I feel like to sit here and think it's going to go 3x again, you know, it's like, look at the NASDAQ. Look at the kind of year NASDAQ had. Bitcoin got killed in 2022 like everything did.
Right.
So now, of course, it's having that rebound up. I mean, we're looking at a stock like Square. That was $350, Square. It went down to $45. You know, so for Bitcoin to go from 66 down to 16,000, I feel like if you're holding Square or you're holding PayPal or you're holding, we could insert stock here.
Right.
Clover. How about any EV name? You know, do you feel better about owning Bitcoin or Lucid shares?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not saying you're right or wrong.
To speak further on your point, like if you look at from inception of Bitcoin, it has totally outperformed anything, right?
Okay,
this
but that's
asset has sure, it has crazy volatility.
Right.
The range is absolutely ridiculous, and yeah, you have to stomach that range at times. But when it comes to as an asset, as like an entity for moving as a vehicle for money,
yeah,
it's outperformed pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So I think speaking to that point,
it's just
it definitely is a little bit better for me to bank on those hard dips on the cryptos.
Oh man, CGC. No, I was gonna say someone just said CGC got hammered, and I feel like it's, that you want to talk about, sort of. This is gonna be a pun, but like lighting your money on fire. Some of those marijuana stocks, I mean, those have been real bad situations.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like there's one thing. Crickets.
That's how
What's
I
up
learned.
with the crickets? Does that mean you want to get off of us?
Saying marijuana takers are quiet.
Marijuana takers are dead. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see a lot of people are bugging me about getting the sticky note out, so I have to get this out. So let me throw it back to the handsome gentleman in. Are those gray? I think Sharice looks gray, but Brendan's looks kind of bluish.
It's like a, I don't know, metal, bluey, I don't know.
I got a little bit of gray. I think Sean's right thrown in there.
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't know why I'm on the screen here, but
colorblind.
yeah, that's good. That's
Hey,
good.
Sean.
That's really good. Hey, what's up, guys?
We're going to talk about Shattuck Labs.
I love how you said that, Brendan.
Shattuck Labs. The name of the company. Not even lying. Shattuck Labs, STTK, is up 100%, Sharif.
I like it. And
Tell them why.
36 million share float, Brendo. It is trading higher after the company announced initial top-line dose expansion data from its ongoing phase 1 and 1A/B clinical trial. It's something to do with AML patients, not that I really understand. Good look, though. Bounced here clearly off yesterday's close to the T, right at this 6:41 a.m. when we were all asleep, Brendo, but it's been trending higher above VWAP now, just a smidge above 4.
It's very positive news. Anytime we get positive cancer-related news, it's worth mentioning. For Shattuck Labs, guys.
Clearly not shouting all over themselves because this name is up 100%.
Wow.
That's an easy one, yeah. Okay, again, I think we saw this last week. I forget what the name was on Friday. There was a cancer name that was well up. I think it was a breast cancer study name. Oh, IMNTS. Anyways, look. Let's just check out what the short float is because, I mean, Brendan just went over some levels there. So let's just double check. So right now, nothing, 0.79. The short float there, 0.79. I was trying to find shares outstanding. I don't have it on here. But anyways, or do I? Shares, revenue, shares. No, okay, so float. Oh, right there, 36 million. Okay, so again, a lot of shares here. So this is not going to be a huge runner for most likely short floats or getting squeezed out. But you can see this $5 is pretty sweet. So once you're going to get to that, I feel like break, great, then you get higher. So let's see where exactly does this come from. Does this stock, what you're looking for, does it have the ability to go higher, right? Because it's not going to be a share float issue. It's not going to be a short issue. So there you go. So obviously quite clearly working on something, right? Not great in the development stage. As money continues to cost more and more, stocks get hit because if you're going to trade a name, wow, that is looking really good. What is that level there? 6? Okay. So 5 or 6, those look great. So I'm going to stamp a little bit of an approval on this name here to buy dips and go long on breaks because this stock has obviously some valid news. It's up 100% here today. That level of 6 as we squeezed out looks pretty much gold. This level of 5 looks gold as well. I feel like these are break longs up here. If you are long already and you've had a huge run this morning, whether or not you're in at 3 or 2, 350, 360, I feel like you want to get something out here, 450, 480, something like that, when it does pop back up. But look, no surprise that that's where we resisted, 450. Look at this. That's broken through 4. Now you're running into some areas of concern back from February. So I like the story here. Revealing top-line dose expansion data is good, going well. So that's good. So what you waiting for now is federal approval and a possible buyout. So this is what happens. So we'll wait to see what happens here. But I like $5 break on STTK. How about you?
I think I'm just reading through what the news is here. Something to emphasize is it's from an early stage trial testing. Again, these biotechs love to move around on all sorts of trial news, but early trial news. Something to note again is, yeah, it's up 100%, and the fact that it popped up and came all the way back down into previous day's prices before kind of reclaiming the bid is very interesting to me. And then this flat consolidation going into the open. And yeah, I think Sean's right. Looking a little bit left there, we do have some levels kind of defined from earlier, kind of this $5 and the $6 area here. Not too much volume I'm seeing with what's been printed on the chart, but it seems like it is some sort of resistance nonetheless if you do look left. But it might be nothing. We could just potentially just continue if the bid does firm up. And again, it's not really that low float there, Sean. It's 36.
Yeah,
36. That's not
good.
bad. It's not like a measly like 2-3 mil or anything lower than that either. So
and it's been to $40 before. Like, so that's what I'm saying. So the problem with some of these names is their floats are so low that it's like the shares start to get engineered.
It's
whether or not they
manipulable.
whether or not they reverse split, or you get a report out and everyone all of a sudden has to cover. This name probably doesn't look like they're going to have to cover, but it's great news running into $5. I like the stock. It's STTK.
Yeah, it's 36 million on the free float for that one. All right, let's get some analyst moves here. Upgrades and downgrades. Adira has that over at the screen.
Ally here getting an upgrade from Morgan Stanley. C4 Therapeutics, this one was a small cap runner, really strong yesterday, looking to continue that today after getting an upgrade from Stifel. Lululemon here with an upgrade from Telsey after earnings last week, and Microsoft here getting an upgrade from Truist. For downgrades, we have some car names in the mix, including Ford here getting a downgrade from Exane, and Ferrari getting a downgrade from HSBC Securities, trading a bit lower on this, down about 1.5%. We also have Shell getting a downgrade also from Exane, and last but not least, Johnson & Johnson getting a downgrade from Wells Fargo, guys.
Nice, that C4 Therapeutics. We were watching that yesterday as well, kind of up on some blood cancer therapy. Now that's similar to the STTK. That's also a blood cancer study. It's funny how these kind of one of these companies reports, they do well, and everybody is now working on some sort of similar kind of
Well, it's like a secular shift almost.
Yeah,
right?
it's funny to see that pattern kind of happen in biotechs and maybe even across the board, as if there's like a theme that's kind of popping, everybody starts pushing out PR, kind of saying that, oh, we're working on some stuff too. But regardless of that, these guys have been, they did catch quite a bid yesterday, and getting an upgrade today again, a little bit of a potential for continuation there on this C4 name. Now I know we were watching it yesterday as well, kind of just seeing the price action, and I think a day two move might be a little bit better here, just because we have that initial high volume day levels to kind of go off of. I like this 250 as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like market's up today. You have a Fed day, could be relatively slow. So let's go over to Microsoft, man. I mean, a name that was on the list there that's been upgraded. I just don't think you want to fight anything. This name has been so super strong. It looks like they're getting ready to take it out again, up there at 385, 386. Give us that high again one more time. We've seen Microsoft and Apple both lead the way here a little bit over the last couple of days. We'll just see this 365, nice bouncing areas. They did have some issues with Activision and, again, some more sort of, I guess, pushback from either the FTC or, I don't know, there's always something going on with Softy, but you're about to break, and there's that 385. Like, I just, once you break that, it's bye-bye later, bye-bye, see you later. This name here, 380, very, very key. It looks like we're gonna bounce up against that. I feel like a break of 380 is pretty cool. Let's see what happened yesterday. Look at this ride into the close, up $3 or $4 from that. I don't know if there were some big imbalances or whatever yesterday. Pretty calm, nice base down there at 371. We're nowhere near 371 here today. So if we fall down, we know we want to buy Microsoft. It's aggressive against the market, so it's 3 times the market right now. I like Microsoft today on an upgrade. Any weakness in this market? Let's go over to Microsoft.
Let's get into everything else we need to know here as we head towards the open. I was just reading a note on Microsoft there. Let's talk about the futures to kick things off. Sharif's going to lead the way here with a look at that.
46.98 on the new March contract, guys. We have rolled over to the new March contract, so the level there a little bit different than the December one. 46.98 is where we closed out yesterday. We're above 4,700 right now. We're at 47.08. I'm going to say let's see initially if we can hold that 4,700 level. If we can't, let's look for support at 46.75. Really make a move down. Otherwise, I really don't have any levels here to which a chart. It looks like a blue sky setup on this contract.
Yeah, the grind higher continues here for the overall market. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you grab that. Watchlist.tradertv.live will get you there, or you can scan that QR code, enter your email address, and then you get that for free. Top of the list this morning is Tesla, back to a huge level of support. If you zoom out a little bit on the daily chart, big quote-unquote recall issued, 2 million worth as far as the individual vehicles are concerned. This is going to be a software update and will probably be a non-event, but down anyways here on that this morning.
Yeah, it affects 2 million cars, Brendo. Essentially, Tesla's made from 2012 to this December are involved in this recall. 2 million cars, like I said, it will send out a software update to fix the problem. But there's also another aspect to this, which is the auto steer system, which is used in the autopilot and full self-drive. So this auto steer was it being engaged at times where it wasn't really appropriate. So they said if the driver attempts to engage auto steer when conditions are not met for engagement, the feature will alert the driver that it's unavailable through audible alerts, and the auto steer will not engage. And if the driver continues to use it inappropriately, it looks like it may suspend the use of that for some time. So we'll have to see how this does.
234, 233 area, huge level here, guys, shaping up on the daily chart.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost getting a sticky note out. It's going to be the #1 name here on the sticky note today is going to be Tesla. Look, downgraded. I'm going to say hold my beer on this downgrade a little bit, or on the recall. I feel like it's a software thing. They will get it all figured out. I mean, full self-drive. I worry that, again, eventually something comes in and they say, you know, we have to limit it even more than potentially they're trying to right now due to drivers really not paying attention and stuff in their cars. But I was just writing down here this 232 level. I mean, just look how good this level looks. You know, I mean, now you're trying to support it. I think we want to try to support it as well. So, you know, the break down below 230 is really going to be key. I love trading off key levels. And look, everyone trades different around here, but like you can't go into Tesla and get out if it goes against you $1. You know, like for me, I think you got to share size appropriately and not worry too much about this thing losing 40 cents, 50 cents on this. Again, unless that's just the way I feel like you want to trade this name. You can use more shares and take a 50-cent hit as long as you're taking 50-cent winners at more of a rate than you're taking the hits. That's completely fine. But I don't feel like absorbing a 232 long rate here means that we get out immediately once it breaks that. So I want to give it at least a 230. So I'm here to go long. It's going to be on the sticky note. I like the name here. And I just think you want to buy it. I'm not in love with Tesla. I still want to talk about Oracle a little bit from yesterday as well. But this name doesn't look... Do you guys trade Oracle at all yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
So.
It's just, here's the 50 period on Tesla. Looks like it wants to break lower. It's definitely not the strongest of the strong. It's actually pretty weak. Rivian is down near 18 bucks again. We've seen Fisker and Lucid. There's not a lot of tailwinds right now in the EV space. So I don't feel like there's a lot of rhetoric to come in here and buy Tesla. But again, that 230 level where the 50 period is and where some of these resistant or support levels are, I feel like it's worth a shot. So I'm going to put a bid. I don't have one yet, but it's 9:30, you know, so we got 26 minutes until we open up here at 9:30. I feel like you're safe bidding in and around 232. So I'm going to do that with a drop area of around 230. So that's something that I'm going to look at, and I'm pretty excited to trade Tesla today. And I'm going to sneeze in a couple minutes. So What do you think?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the chart here. I think Brendo called it out right. We're pretty much in this range since mid-November here. Yeah, you can see the bottoms here at 232s, and yeah, a little bit of a wick down into 226s as well. But the stronger base showing up in and around that 232, 234-ish area, and the higher end of the range, 246 to 244. You can see that whenever we kind of visit those prices, sellers kind of firm up. When we get to these lows, buyers kind of firm up as well. So yeah, with a little bit of I guess if you want to call it negative sentiment, but I think that Sharif mentioned that is just an update over the air. So it's not like they're recalling every single vehicle back in, because obviously that perspective would be totally different in terms of like how much that process would cost them. It's like a software update, right? So I don't think it's really as negatively inclined as some of those headlines kind of make it. But yeah, this 232 definitely an interesting place to watch for potential players to show up once again.
We're just talking about Pfizer here, back to basically pandemic lows here, back to 2020 for Pfizer this morning. This thing has just gone straight down all year. They come out with a revised guidance this morning, full year 2024 guidance to the downside, pointing specifically to COVID vaccine sales nowhere near what they expected it to be, not only for this quarter, but going into next year as well.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for them. 2 canceled weight loss drug trials with a 3rd in the pipeline. We'll see how that does. All right, here's the deal, guys. They've cut $4 billion this year. They just added another $500 million on that 3.5 to make it a $4 billion cut. They've laid off a lot of people this year, sadly. The issue here is, like Brendo mentioned, with respect to the Paxlovid, which is the treatment for after COVID, and the actual COVID vaccine itself. Sales on those bad boys has dropped significantly. They're looking now at annual revenue for 2024 in the range of $58.5 billion. The street was looking for 63, so it's well short, Brendo. But one silver lining, they're making an acquisition that's supposed to close on Thursday of a company called Seagen, which is supposed to add about $3.1 billion of revenue next year. So we'll see how that does.
It's worth noting some of the other vaccine-related stocks also taking a bit of a hit here. This is Moderna, if you zoom out on a daily chart as well, down about 5% as well.
Oh, Moderna's down. I was gonna say, like, I mean, look, I just put it, and by the way, the sticky note is now officially out, so we can go have a quick look at it here as I just posted it up right now. Look, I have Pfizer. Oops, that's episode 4. Okay, so right here, 26 long. Dropping on predictions. Let's see if it gets a bounce. Like, honestly, oh God, my chart crashed. Oh, that's really great. Okay, so now I got to call that chart back up again. So, Obi, take over Pfizer just for a second. I'm going to have to open this chart back up here. You looking at Pfizer at all?
Yeah, that 26 I think is pretty solid. And like again, kind of fading. We talked about this earlier. Like, okay, it's almost expected, right? Down on COVID earnings. Like, they're not going to be making as much money because, again, COVID. Every year is not going to be like 2020, 2021. So a little bit of a fade off of projections for that. So I think that 26, just looking to the left, it's a little obvious there that it is the previous level there, but it has been quite a while since we've been in and around this area here. So the last time we visited these prices again was right in that 2022. So this is that 2020 March bottom that we're testing into at that 26. So this shelf, definitely a very interesting price. A lot of room to go if we kind of pull back off of these levels as well.
Randy just came back here again and was looking at oil stocks and wanted to look at that. But XOM, yeah. I just said I feel like I might even be, and I'm old, and I still might be too young to buy oil. Like, is it a dying industry? I would think yes to some extent. I don't want to like put the nail in this grave because of production and everything, and how much oil is still part of everybody's everyday life. I mean, plastics and just being able to produce stuff. You're going to need energy, and right now, you know, that it's coming from oil. I mean, it is what it is. Sure, we've electrified vehicles and things like that, but as far as big manufacturing plants, you know, there's going to be names that are going to, you know, buck that trend, like a Tesla and things like that. But I just want to go back over to Pfizer just real quick. I mean, I did step in here. I'm gonna have to find out what level I bought, because I did buy something just as a starter position. And thinking about just buying more here because of what Brendan said, you're back down to some of these pre-pandemic levels. That's just a huge move down. This is not a very easy business to get involved with. I mean, you can't just all of a sudden start having drugs in your pipeline and all this. It sucks when you have failed tests like that weight loss oral that they just tried to push through and that didn't go well due to some feedback again from I guess the consumers, the patients, that just wasn't working out for them. So I think this 26 is worth a look. That's all. Let's see. We don't have any major volume spikes yet. What you're looking for in Pfizer is sort of like a capitulated bottom. So if we can get this to really tank here off the open, then we can try to find volume on like some kind of a big volume sell spike. That might be at 26. When weak hands get out, I mean, they wouldn't even be weak hands. When they get out, then you could see a spike back up. I thought Pfizer had a little bit of a short float that we weren't really expecting. And no, only 1%. Yeah. What does Moderna look like? I actually like 6.5%. I actually don't mind Moderna, maybe for a little bit of a better longer term story. I always wonder about the technology here with mRNA technologies and trying to figure out, they were working on cancer drugs as well, Moderna. So I just feel like there's more there. You know, that 15-year period that sort of got shrunk based on whether or not your drugs can go generic or not. Mm-hmm. That's kind of hurting some of these. You know, you've seen Bristol Myers as well. Eli Lilly continues to work because of the GLP-1 drugs, but for right now, yeah, Pfizer and Moderna definitely getting kicked a little bit here. Pfizer and Moderna, watch out for Moderna breaking through 70 here as well. So there's some pretty big levels that are coming into play. I think Pfizer, long story short, I don't know if these are investable levels or not on Pfizer, but I think it's worth a shot bouncing off 26 as we sit here in day trade.
Just reading a couple of things here. OpenAI set to pay Politico, parent, Axel Springer for using its content, according to the Wall Street Journal. Worth a note. Canopy also, CGC downside a little bit here on a share consolidation. I was just looking at this. Sharif and I were just talking about this. This is the SPXTR index, which is the total return. So I just saw a note on this, the SPXTR set to open at all-time highs. So the total return of the S&P 500 set to open at all-time highs, but not all-time trading highs, but all-time closing highs, or versus the all-time closing high, which is kind of interesting for the S&P 500. So anyway, it's Fed Day, if you hadn't noticed. The final one of 2023. It's been a crazy year when it comes to interest rates and inflation, obviously. Big tech in focus because of that specifically. Might be one of those things where we have to wait until this afternoon to see what's going to happen, 2:30 specifically, as we've been saying all week, but got to focus on tech here.
Yeah, the interest rate sensitive group, not as rate sensitive as some of the small caps, because these guys have a lot of on-hand cash and therefore they won't need to go into the money market to raise funds likely if they want to expand like some other smaller companies, but definitely still sensitive to rates. Let's look at Apple, because Apple is almost at all-time highs here, Brendo. The last time we were up here was in that July period when we wicked up into that 198, but the closing basis, the highest close we've ever had on Apple, that 196.25. We are very close to that. We're at 195.95 at the moment. So good look on some of these names.
Yeah, like right there. Yeah. It's a lot of these charts starting to look that same way. Tech specifically, I mean, we've been talking about the NASDAQ all week, but Apple leading here, or guys are trying to, at least so far today.
Yeah, is Apple actually leading today? Let me have a quick look here. Yeah, 0.3, yeah, 0.65. So yeah, double the market, continues to make moves up. I mean, you know, the thing for me about Apple is the time to buy Apple is when you get these bullshit BS reports that come out that say that, oh, they're having troubles filling demand for their iPhones, or, oh my God, we talked about this on the podcast, oh my God, don't tell me they have to switch the port again. Like, you know, these little things are so like, I feel like they're produced by either haters of the stock or names that, or people that just want to get the stock back down. Like, you know, guess what, everybody? If you're not long Apple, you might have missed something. And I mean, it's right back up here. This is kind of just like buying the ETF. Berkshire, again, 51% of the portfolio, Apple. 7% of the S&P, Apple. 12% of the NASDAQ, Apple. NASDAQ at relative all-time highs, as Brendan just mentioned. What is going to stop this name besides people saying, oh, you know, Apple's too overpriced, or I'm not spending $1,300 on a phone? BS, you're not. You are. And you're buying new watches, and you're buying new iPad ear things, whatever they're called. And you're doing all of that. You're literally doing all of that. Like, my kid breaks her iPad screen. Okay, Gia, what do you want for Christmas? New iPad. You know, like it's just like, I'm going on Marketplace and buying a used one. But the idea is like,
or you could just get the screen fixed.
Nah, I could look at that, but I feel like it's like an iPad. I don't know what generation it is.
Oh, okay.
Like, it might not be, like, I wonder if I go on, maybe I should look at getting the screen fixed. Potentially it's cracked to hell.
Okay.
So I don't know, but it still does work. So you might be onto something. Because as long as the sensor, I think, is fine, you can get it fixed.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So I was just thinking it's not the newest iPad, but anyways, good call. I never even thought about that. Anyways, long story short, I like Apple here. It's just a matter of time before it breaks. I guess we're going to miss on our Tesla call. I thought Tesla had a chance to get back to 280, but we're not going to miss on our Apple call. We called this at all-time highs by the end of the year. It looks like it's going to continue to work. And I think you buy dips on this name, but where are the dips? 190? Let's just see what happens here today. I could see a relatively muted day now that we're up this high because of Fed, but let's just wait to see what happens. I like Apple. Yesterday's dip buy opportunity really just happened early. And if you weren't on it, you weren't on it. That's 192. So we'll see if there's any dip buys. And again, I apologize for these wicks on the candle. There's not much I can do. But right now, VWAP is at 195.50. Maybe that's a dip buy opportunity. I'm going to wait for Apple to do something off the open.
Yeah, I like the strength that we're having. We kind of observed that bit of pressure yesterday coming into today. Now, I'm curious to know how this week is going to print out. We see that kind of Apple has been breaking out since the early to mid-November of this longer-term kind of pattern here. That's I think, in my opinion, is pretty significant, and it does follow through and consolidate above some of these previous highs. So I think it's poised pretty nicely for an attempt at all-time highs right here in and around that 198.23 I have here, and we're only about a couple points away from that, and we're pretty much knocking on the door of 196 here on Apple. Now, of course, Amazon as well. I got on watch. Amazon, similar story here. Very nice consolidation right here. 149 is kind of the high there. So again, going to be looking for that market tailwind. If it's going to be there, I think it'll be kind of it'll be pretty obvious that we're going to be pushing towards highs, and I have to respect the market pressure off of that consolidation break there. So definitely we'll be looking for a potential trend to form off of a consolidation break, as some trends tend to form there. But yeah, softy as well, not as close to its all-time highs as some of these other names, but with the range that this name does, we can very well see 380s today as it's only about 3 points away. But yeah, I think in anticipation of FOMC, I think I may agree with Sean a little bit. We may stay a little muted until we get a little bit more information to move off of.
All right, let's talk XPEV, downside a little bit here this morning. Sharif and I were just talking about this. Like, does this even matter? I don't know. So if you missed it, Alibaba came out disclosing that they went from 19% ownership to 12.5% ownership in a 13D filing. So, I mean, to me, this is just some year-end house cleaning, tying up some loose ends maybe for Alibaba, selling a little here, buying a little there. It's one of those year-end type things.
But Brendo, they got the G9 got the car and family car of the year in Denmark.
You're very excited about
I mean,
this.
that's a big thing here. No, I'm being obviously a little facetious, but having a look at the chart, let's look at this, guys, because this was at $78 and change back in November in 2020, and we've had a long way down. I don't see any higher highs on this chart starting from its IPO, so it's a bit of a tough look. I need to see more.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking as well. This thing hasn't really had the greatest of years. I mean, 10, 50, $11 at the beginning of the year. We're at 15 now. So yes, we got up to 23, 24, but bit of a move back down.
Yeah, a little bit of a move back down here. I mean, again, I don't know where the safe spot is for EVs right now. Like, we already talked a little bit about Tesla and what that's been doing. And we talked again, if you hadn't checked it out, check out the podcast. Me and Brendan talked a little bit about Tesla. And I was a little bit negative on that podcast just because I'm not sure where the EV, and join me on the market recap as well tonight. There it is. We have a podcast. There it is. Oh, well, there it is right there. Join us. Yes, that was fun. But $14, that's the 200 period moving average. Maybe that's something. Maybe that is something. Like, again, a nice move back up there. Sharif's laid the case out for Li Auto. Makes a lot of sense over there. NIO's down to $7 again. This name continues to make moves down. We don't trade XPEV as much as we probably should on the show because it's only a $15 name now, so there is going to be lots of opportunity. Let me just see what happened yesterday. So, again, you see decent volume off the open, and then you see this baseline there at 15.25, and then you go up. So let's see if we can get a baseline here today. Let's let it fall back down and see if we could do something. I feel like you want to buy support until it breaks in this market. So right now, $14 looks pretty good with the 200 period being at 1370. So again, the more and more I talk about it, right? We talked about the Russell, the IWM getting down to certain levels, right? And then buying them. XHB, the home builders, SMH getting down to the 200 period and being bought. You know, like here's IWM. Look at this nice move, still well underperforming right now the market. But again, you get into levels where potentially we could have been buying down here. Sure, it swoops down a little bit, but again, like look at these key levels. You know, look at the 200 period, the break right there. Like look what happens with SMH, same thing. Oh, don't tell me SMH is a NASDAQ name. Oh, it probably is. All right, so the SMH goes down into 140 as well. Another 200 period moving spot for the SMH when and if it loads. Right down into here. Unfortunately, the 200 period is going to be misled because of that split, but 140, again, another good spot. So when I look at XPEV, and I know we're talking about SMH, IWM, all that kind of stuff, but at some point, the idea behind this story is at some point, support is going to matter. So if you go back there, that top was 14 a year ago today. You know, we broke through it and ripped. We came down and bounced off of it. So regardless of whatever story you're thinking, that 14 looks like a decent area of support, more specifically 13 and the 200 period at 1370. So I think XPEV is a buy in and around $14 until it breaks lower. That's it.
Yeah, I'm looking at BABA here as well. Kind of a similar story here, coming into some of these previous lows. Now I had to pull back all the way on the day chart to really see where the next significant level of support is. Looks like it's all the way down here at like in and around $60 right there. We're trading in the 70s right here, so it's still a lot of room to kind of come in to significant support. Now, whether or not we find a base anywhere before that, I have no idea. But just looking at the information on the chart there, yeah, that next support looking like it's in and around these 60s right here. That's where we kind of over the years, even in 2015, 2016, as well as 2022, we come down into this area and find some strong support, which give rise to some significant moves over and over again in the past. So I think that this $60 area might be interesting here on BABA, as well as some of those levels on XPEV near the lows.
All right, let's talk about Netflix here. We were just going over some of these numbers. For the first time ever, Netflix came out yesterday and released actual views numbers across the board on their content. TV shows, movies, global numbers. They divided it into English content and then everything else essentially. So you can search just English TV shows or just English movies and then everything else as well. I mean, it's really interesting from a viewership standpoint. We were just going through some of these names. I mean, I haven't heard of most of these, but I mean, not this past week, but the week before. Squid Game was number 1, no surprise. This week, Squid Game goes down to number 3, but still 6.6 million views.
In a week?
In a week.
That's a lot.
That's a ton.
Yeah, you guys heard the Hollywood actors and writers were pressing for more transparency about viewership over the summer, as they want to be paid based on how viewers consume their content or how much of their content is viewed by consumers. Netflix had been keeping that a closely guarded secret, as it didn't want to tip its hand to some of its competitors. Let's talk about the #1 viewed show over the last 6 months. 812 million views in the last 6 months goes to the winner, The Night Agent, a show I hadn't even heard of, Brendo.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I would never have expected it to be that much, but yeah. I'm surprised it's not Squid Games. From a global basis,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, that's a little surprising to me. But I mean, this is a great idea for Netflix to put this data out there and say, look, see, these are the actual numbers.
Yeah, we're just getting through. So there's 2 Squid Game, right? So there's the original Squid Game, and now there's like an English version where people actually don't get killed. It's
I saw
so we're watching that with my kids, and they actually like it. It's fun. It's the same thing.
Okay. I haven't seen the first one, so.
Oh, okay. So like the first one, they play like that red light, green light.
Okay.
And then if you move, you get like a bullet in the head.
Damn.
And you're dead. But this one, they're all wearing like, they're wearing necklaces that have like a little ink blot.
Okay.
And then so if you, what? Oh, that's called a squib. Okay. So they're wearing a little squib. Thank you, Fabian, for that. And then that kind of blows up. Like if you violate it, you're out, and that's it. So you kind of just like fake die.
Okay.
But anyways, we're in that. They're releasing 1 per week or something like that. So that's a little interesting to me. Look, the most interesting name to me on here is Jake Paul, honestly, because they said that they're looking to explore, and not that him is, that's not a spoiler on Squid Game, by the way. Like that is, if you don't know they play red light, green light on Squid Game, then I don't know, like where's a rock? Like, hello? You hiding underneath there? But no, the thing about it is live sports.
Okay.
Like I think if they can get into live sports, again, another dagger. Where's Disney? Dagger, dagger, dagger. Like if Netflix can start paying, to stream boxing, and then what's next, right? We've seen Amazon come over and take over Thursday Night Football. Amazon has also created their own football game, Black Friday football. It's like, what's Netflix going to do? Come in and maybe, again, take over HBO, Showtime. They're into boxing, right? What about Netflix? What about Amazon? So I like the fact that they're doing that. And I also like the fact that the chart here on the daily looks pretty sweet. I mean, what about taking out this 485 area, 482, 483? That looks pretty dope. So if we could take that out, I feel like we could even take that out. I don't know about today. Again, the market's up. Netflix is down. Well, I guess Netflix is going to look funny because of the prints, right? So as they come through. But anyways, I like that idea, what Brendan was saying. I feel like it gives the viewer, like I never heard of that night agent ever before. So now all of a sudden I could look it up and I could say, you know what? I'm looking for something to watch. This is the hottest. Let's go for that. And instead of them assuming you want to watch something, you know how they give you, oh, this is what's trending, and they sort of feed to you what you like. Why not give a global look? I think that's pretty fun, and we'll see where it goes from now. I love Netflix, and honestly, the first time I ever bought it was in the low. I don't know if it was low hundreds or 150, 160, but it's definitely well performed over the COVID bottom here. So
yeah, it's done really well.
Market's coming back
really well there, and I think I definitely agree to the point. There's a lot of money in the sports sector, and if they want to acquire some of that market share from others, I think that's definitely a solid look there, and kind of setting themselves up for success in that kind of aspect. But this was I was looking at this yesterday, kind of a strong push into 70s, and we kind of said that a little bit of a downtrend, but we did hold these 460s, kind of the close of the previous strong day as well. So that 460 definitely interesting there, kind of catching a bid over some previous resistance turned support at that 460 on Netflix. So I think that 460 definitely going to be interesting if we do manage to get back down there today. Again, market pressure I think will be a strong factor in a lot of these large cap moves today.
All right, so only a minute. Yeah, I agree. Only a minute and a half here, and I feel like the market pressure may be slim to none as we head into what? Bets is 2 million right now. That's again a 2 or 3 cent stock, right? 1 cent now. So okay. So Bets is on here. There's Pfizer. I just wanted. This is the market on open imbalances. So right now, no. Okay, here's Pfizer coming down 1.25 million shares for the sell coming in. I will do one, but just not right now. Ford coming down as well, but we're going to watch out. Not too much on here yet, but we do have less than 1 minute until the market opens here. I just want to talk about one more name, Palantir, Palantir.bl. Palantir right here, down to 17. What is going on? Palantir down here to $17. I really, really like this. Look at the market pulling back. Palantir not really doing anything. I don't know, my charts are on vacation still. But there it is right down into here. I'm still waiting to get a little bit more aggressive down into 15, 16 to buy it, but 17 is held. 17 should be a good level on Palantir. I know we're up to 1760 right now, but it doesn't mean I can't like it. So I do like it. Palantir down there at 17. Just talking the sticky note. And then one thing that we didn't get to, which is kind of a surprise, we didn't get to AMD at all. AMD is going to take out 140, and I feel like the strength in this name need not be forgotten, as right now the countdown is on, as we only have 10 seconds left to go. Right now, Daryl will be ringing the bell. I've got Obi here. Should be a fun day as the NASDAQ's pulling back pretty dramatically right now. As here comes Pfizer. I think that'll be the first one. 3, 2, and 1. All right, she broke it. Good job on that one, as that's always breaks. It seems like we need to. Did you break it or drop it? Broke and then drop. Okay, the nice combo. I like that one. Okay, here comes Pfizer back into 26. We're looking for a little bit of a long. Let me take something right here. I was waiting down there. Now we're long. I was waiting on Pfizer down at, are these alphabetically sorted? Yes, they are. Down at 26 flattish. We'll go long right now, see if we can't catch a little bit of a move back. Here goes Pfizer. We're in the money slightly now. We're long at 31s, okay, on Pfizer. So we're long right now off of that. Let's see what happens here. There it is. First win. I don't know if you guys were spinning many wins there yesterday, Obi, but here we go already. It's 20 cents in the money. It's Pfizer.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be practicing a little bit of patience there. I was talking about this yesterday, kind of waiting for a potential formation of some sort of structure, and then basing my trades off of said structure. But that 148 halves coming in real hot on the Amazon, as well as the futures does a little bit of a shake and bake. Wow, we just snapped through that 148 halves. Real aggressive. Wow. 149 coming in real hot. Softy as well, wiping right back up. So I think this the pressure is there on some of these names. SPY pulling back off of that 465. That's interesting as well. A little bit of a disconnect there on some of those names. Apple kind of consolidating here just above that 195. Yesterday's close, and there goes Amazon. Yeah, here goes about to go through 149. So I definitely have to watch this real close.
I just heard a little birdie in my ear told me that Meta just got removed. I don't know if you could double check this, Adara. Got removed from Morgan Stanley's best idealist. So I went short here on Meta. See if we're a little early to that party, but Meta looks like it wants to break a little bit higher right now. Look at the NASDAQ. Wow. Talk about shots fired right now on the NASDAQ straight up. So it looks like, okay, I don't know. I want to try to hold this to see if there's any sort of truth to this about JP Morgan with Meta right now. Regardless, it's definitely not moving downside as if it was removed from any kind of a report. But we're short here at 334.60. So as far as Meta is concerned, where are we? Again, it's a nice move back up to the upside. This is kind of just being shorted right now. So that's 336. Okay, if we break through 336, let's get out of here on Meta. We're just going to try this, hold it. If it breaks, it breaks. We're not interested in that one too much. Again, it was just on that report, probably wrong right now. Palantir not dip buying at all for this name. Pfizer's coming back in as well. So that's going to be a level to look at here on Pfizer. Let's just go quickly over to it and see what's popping. We're going to watch out. Here comes 336 on Meta. So that's a level to watch out for. And here comes Pfizer. We're almost getting longer. We only took out 25% of that first bump as we got back into the 50 period. Here comes Pfizer taking out soon enough $26. We are now longer on this name.
Yeah, that Pfizer, that 26 coming in really interesting. Oracle 100 right there. Okay, so I got to pull that one up real quick. because I wanted to look at this 100. Kind of a little late there off the open. Pre-market low already broke down, so kind of missed that trade right there. But that 100 coming in real close, about 15 pennies away from that 100 level. Again, we saw how strong of a downtrend Oracle had yesterday, and a little bit of a continuation happening today. So that 100, again, like I said, I don't think it's going to straight up quadrunk all the way right through 100 into the deep 90s. I think after we build some structure, and you saw how the price action was yesterday, kind of a nice just massage. Price action was massaging down to the downside, kind of just nice consolidative waves. So I think if we can look for that healthy price action continuation today on Oracle, it would be much easier instead of kind of chasing that initial push of that 100. But that Amazon kind of comes into that 149, no real follow through. 149.30s is the all-time highs there on not all-time highs, but like structure highs. Looking a little left on the chart there. So taking a quick little short off of that, waiting again for more structure to kind of build in. That 100 still holding right now there, Sean. So potential 100 bounce maybe as well, but again, not enough information for me to really take a trade right now here on the Oracle. But the futures blasting to the upside, kind of wicking those highs and kind of continuing as well. So maybe we do get stopped out on this Amazon trade. We'll have to wait and see.
I was wondering about that because AMD actually, okay, first of all, there goes Meta. So as the market continues to blast up, that was just a shot off of 336 and off of that JP Morgan story, which I don't know if I heard it. So Adara's going to probably have it right now.
Sorry, I've not found anything on the Meta and story yet, but right now we do have CCCC moving to the upside right now. C4 Therapeutics, Stifel upgraded to a buy and raised the price target to $12. This one also was trading yesterday on some therapeutic-related news, so keep an eye on CCCC looking to run for a second day, guys.
Okay,
C4 is really
go ahead. Yeah, AMD right now just touching again 139. Like, what was up with that? AMD came right back into 137. This is part of the reason why we kind of did short Meta. Right now, here comes Pfizer. Let's go, man. Trying to be that guy that we want to be here and try to hold something a little bit longer. So let's wait to see what happens here with Pfizer. And I just took something out. We got long at 05s. I just took a piece out at 15. So let's see. Now it's dropping back in. I'm trying to hold this a little bit. I'm trying to give it down to like 25.80. The bottom here today was 25.95, 94. Looks like we're going to retest that. I don't really like the fact that we just bounced higher off that. So like in and out, and then we just made that move and came right back in. So it's like that bounce kind of was rejected up there. Not a great look for Uber, in my opinion anyways. That Meta is absolutely ripping. So okay, I guess there was nothing about that. Let's just find out right now. And again, that's why we got out. Like Meta, again, cup of coffee, but still a loser. I don't like it. Tesla, nice move up. We talked about buying some, and I even said it here on the sticky note that I didn't feel like that story was really anything major. It's just that some of these names here in the tech space and EV land haven't been great. But there goes Tesla, nice move up, coming back in. I'm going to try to stay a little bit away from that. SoFi's at $8. That's something interesting. Let's see what Palantir's doing. 1750. Okay, nice little drop down into the 200 period for Palantir on the 1 minute. This could be good levels as well, man. 1750. Let's just see. The market's kind of ripping and Palantir's going the other way. So let's just stay off of some of these names and try to find really where this strength is. Do I get annoyed on those wicks on my chart? I'll give you one guess there, Ryan, if I do or not. But yes, I do. Here's Palantir. Watch out. There is some nice NASDAQ, 60,000 shares, bringing this thing down. So let's wait to see what happens here with Palantir. Looks like it's under pressure back into 1750. Still waiting for lows on this name. Anything near 17 I want to buy. I'm bidding right now 1720s. So if it gets back into 1720, I like that play.
Yeah, Apple, I'm noticing Apple pushing for new highs of day there, very, very strong. A little bit different from Google. Wow. Google kind of pushing into pre-market lows. So a little bit of a disconnect as well. Oh, wow. Take a look at NVIDIA, Sean, and that's something I kind of didn't have eyes on. That's straight to the upside. 482 coming in. I got an alert here kind of, okay, so that's where kind of sellers came in on November 30th. Very, very strong sellers came in and around these levels there. Wow, get stopped out of my Amazon instantly going into that 149. Absolutely crazy. What a breakout. While I'm looking away, it goes 40 pennies pretty much instantly through that 149. Right. That is absolutely wild there. So definitely some strong buying pressure happening here in Amazon and some of these names. Apple kind of leading the way there on the markets, as well as Nvidia. I'm curious to know what AVGO is up to here. So we did get stopped out of the Amazon kind of short underneath that previous resistance level. If it's going to kind of push through this 149.30s, again, like I said before, 149.30s, a little bit of highs there. Consolidation highs, not all-time highs, but weekly consolidation highs on Amazon pushing this structure. So I'm going to be just patiently waiting. We did slow down instantly at this price. We blasted off into that 149 break, almost 40 pennies right away. So again, got to be a little patient if it stalls right away, right in the levels where it was resistance a little bit earlier.
We have a new position on board. It is Google right now as well. Don't forget the trend is your friend. That's why we got out of Meta pretty early there as well. Pfizer holding. Let's go see what Adair's got.
Yeah, Open Door Technologies, one to watch right now, up over 5.5% since the market opened. Pretty strong volume here as well. Keefe, Bruyette and Woods upgrading to market perform and raising the price target here, guys.
Okay, we'll have to look at that one as well. I hear Match.com as well, possibly getting some buyout rumors coming through right there. All right, you know what, dude? I hate to step on your toes here, but what about Amazon breaking through 150? I mean, to sit here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking for.
Are you going to be taking that, or?
Yeah. I'll be there, but a little bit of that stall in and around that previous resistance is kind of, I guess. I think it's a decent reason to sell. Now, whether or not that comes into fruition in a distinct way or not, I have no idea. But I like the way that Google is kind of pushing towards its lows as well. Yeah, a lot of these names are strong. Softy, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia right off the bat. But I'm also watching the weakness on the Google and the SPY kind of coming in alongside with that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for 132.50, 132 to come in on Google. So we're going to try to dig in a little bit here on this name. Again, pretty strong. This is a name, I was talking with Sharif about this earlier, and it was just like, I don't know. I'm not sure, again, maybe I missed a story over the last week or something on Google, because I just feel like Amazon breaking the high, Apple breaking the high, Meta just ripping, like Meta up to 338 right now. I feel like Google is like the best of the best, honestly. And like, I don't, why we're under the 50 period moving average. I'm a little bit surprised. I know there's a lot of levers these guys can pull. We're going to average into it. And now we're decently long right now. I'm going to go against 132. So another area here of 132.50. If that can come into play, maybe we'll average in to it there. Yesterday, there was bad news on Google. Okay. Oh, yeah, Epic. Yeah, that's right. So yesterday, Google and Epic there, which is the maker of, thank you for this. And again, I was in tune. That's why I was trying to figure out what was the bad news. Google and Fortnite. So Epic maker Fortnite there yesterday, they lost a battle with Epic. So I'm going to find out exactly what that means, and maybe they got downgraded on that yesterday. I'm going to go look. But right now, Google pulling back in. And then honestly, guys, just trying to be as specific as I can with what I'm trying to do here, and that's going to be reflected in and around this trade with Pfizer. So we just got some more. We are long right now at 02. We just picked some up sub 26 right now. So watch out for 25.80. If that breaks, we're gone.
Yeah, that Oracle kind of coming into that 100 once again, but it continues to bounce. I think the low on the day is exactly 100 to the T there. So maybe a potential bounce, as it couldn't even breach that 100 by a single penny. But again, like I said, I'm going to stay a little bit more patient there. VWAPs in and around 150s, only about 25 pennies away. Let's see if VWAP, if it can catch a little bit of a bid. We were pretty strong off the open. So like I said, I want to look for some clean and healthy price action if we are going to continue the momentum to the downside. Again, earnings day 2 is today. Yesterday was a pretty solid earnings day 1.
Pfizer
Strong
wants to
downtrend underneath VWAP as well. So maybe looking for a little bit more of the same here. 149 kind of acting as a resistance on Amazon for now. Google is pushing new lows of day. It already broke pre-market lows, kind of coming into yesterday's closing price. I see the consolidation lows there at 132 on Google. So let's see if the bidders kind of show up there as well. But here, let me pull up the chart while I'm talking to you guys about this, so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about as well. So here's Google. You can see that pre-market lows have been breached. Okay, and then I also have kind of like this 133 half level as a little bit of a significant level, and we're just kind of continuing the overall trend we've been seeing since last week. We topped out here at those 138s. Pretty strong downtrend every day. You kind of come in and you get strong sells to the downside, and we're getting a little bit more of the same here. So that true support kind of the past few days, 131 halves, it would seem like, and 148s coming in. Let's see, we kind of broke below VWAP there on Amazon, kind of holding that as resistance, and I'll be looking for pops to stay lower than that 149 to kind of add into this position and really take it to the downside. Like I said, that 145 kind of a great place of consolidation, and we pretty much bounced off of it pretty distinctly yesterday, giving us. I was talking to Wayne last night, saying that, oh yeah, we're poised for that 149 kind of push or an attempt, and we did get that right away off the bat. That intraday and after hours price action on Amazon was very, very peculiar. And again, going into FOMC, here comes the 100 on Oracle once again. About 300 lots sitting there on the bid. Let me just pull it up here on this tape so you guys can see right there, 300 lots sitting on the bid, broken instantly about 15 pennies to the downside. Okay, so strong selling through the 100, that's pretty solid. Didn't really get enough relief back into the 50s, but like I said, I'm just gonna keep on repeating myself. I wanna look for healthy price action to stay involved. Yes, you can take the break, gives you an instant 15 to 20 pennies right away, but the overall bigger picture, I think, is a little bit of a downtrend off of that earnings report from yesterday, and I think if we stay a little bit patient, we'll have much better opportunities to stay involved later on in the day here.
So we got dropped out of Pfizer as it took down that low. Unfortunately, Pfizer just broke it through 80s. We still have a small piece, but we're going to get out of it and see what happens later on. We did average into Google. Again, I'm thinking 132.40 or so as an out for this. It did just come back into the 60s, giving us a flat trade, but we didn't take it. Let's see if Google wants to run. What's up, Adara?
Yeah, X here, United States Steel Corp seeing a nice move to the upside just in the last couple minutes. BMO upgrading its price target from $35 to $40 here, guys. Watch X.
Yeah, they're also getting some buyout rumors here as well. So watch out for $38 breaking on US Steel. I think I'm going to take that break there. So 38.01 or so. Let's just see if we can get something back in here on US Steel, especially if it breaks above that 38. So again, I'm hearing some buyout rumors from that, and then an upgrade, as Adara did mention. Okay, I don't know. We didn't get hit that bad on Pfizer. You know, 20 cents kind of sucks, but we took 20 cents early and then it didn't go, and that should have maybe been the idea there. I'm not going to sit in this all day with bigger shares, so I'm just going to wait. Here comes US Steel right now. I am taking that break of 38. Again, just if there's buyout rumors, there's no way if they're getting bought out that anybody decides like this is a decent price for them. I mean, they got to get way higher than this. You don't buy somebody out at current price. I only own Nucor in my account, so I'm happy with that as a steel play as well. But there we go. Okay, finally, here we go. Google, we're making everything back. Let's go, Google. This is going to be the maker for me here if it can come in. So it's going to be Google. Let's just wait to see if we get some action to the upside now as we average in on it. the market is pretty weak right now, trying to fall back in. So we did take a little piece out there. And I do want to look at AMD. AMD falling from graces as well. Look at this move back in. We said, why not look at 140? That doesn't come into play. So now we have 136 coming in pretty hot right now. But look at the market. Fail, fail, fail. Looks like we're going to have to get stopped out, unfortunately, of our Google as well. Look, like that just went, man. We were just doing good on that, man. As that just, so we averaged in 54s. We got some out at 67. And then here's the drop down. The market's broke below. It looks like it's going to be a short day. Remember about this day, man. We got Fed coming up, Obi. So it may, there we go. I'm going to take shots when key levels come into play, like I thought 135, 132.50 there on Google, but we don't need to be super aggressive right now. Yeah. So we'll just, we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a little bit of a bid to show up. 136 kind of on AMD I'm interested with. We're only about 20 pennies away from there. Uber as well, kind of coming in off of that 62. I have marked 62 was a nice price yesterday. I don't know if it's going to get all the way back down there. We're catching a little bit of a bid above that 62 right now. Yeah, let's see. That support coming in at 62 will be much nicer. Oracle broke through that 100 quite distinctly, quite well. Still waiting for a little bit of a pullback to look to get involved. But if it doesn't do that, then I guess the trade really isn't there. We missed the 100 breakdown, but that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for a little bit more of yesterday's price action to continue right here. Kind of similar to the story right here. So again, we had some strong trend in the after hours post-earnings consolidation, and there was a little bit of a confluence with that trend off the open as those same kind of trend resistance levels wicked down and accelerated to the downside, and now we're getting continuation through that 100. But I want to see a little bit more of a pullback to start getting involved in the short on Oracle. If the case is that the sellers are real and the sellers are strong, I'm looking for that healthy price action to get involved. So I will be a little bit more patient that way. 148 coming in on the Amazon there, 148 holding as well. So let's see, we're holding. There's pretty strong base there, 147.80s right here. These wicks from pre-market open, that imbalance at 925, kind of catching a strong bid off of these levels. So I'm watching this 148 pretty closely as of right now. But I was looking for VWAP to kind of get involved some more, and that VWAP never really came. We kind of flushed about 30 pennies away from VWAP. So I guess I missed the ad on that part. This 148 looks very interesting. Let's see if we kind of come back in. But so far, an inside kind of price action there on both the ES and the NQ. Kind of again, FOMC day. Maybe we're just going to do nothing in anticipation on those entities. But it seems like some of these other names, these constituents, are giving us a solid move there. Alphabet, once it broke that pre-market low, we still continue to kind of sell off there on the Google L. So yeah, some strong pressure there on Google, kind of continuation of this multi-day trend to the downside that we've been seeing over the last week. So here comes some selling on the NQ. I'm curious to know whether or not, or how well we hold this 16.6 level, 16.7. What are the highs there? All-time highs I have here on the NASDAQ in and around this 16.7, 60s-ish area, and we're pretty much kind of consolidating underneath those areas right now.
We're loaded the hell up right now. You know what, AMD? Guess who's back? Back again. AMD's back, but don't tell a friend because it's not back yet. All right, so we are long right now at 11s, and we have shares here. So let's see what happens, man. All can be forgotten with everything else if we can get AMD. And again, we're just taking some pieces out now. The market's still pretty bad down here, but we know that AMD can go. So let's see if this one wants to go. Again, play the trend. It's what we wrote down on the sticky note. We wrote down 136 long. So the fact that it came down into here, this is going to be a good trade for us, I'm hoping anyways. Let's see if it goes. Let's get another freaking piece out right now. Here we go. Let's go AMD. Let's bring the excitement back, baby. Here it goes right now to this market. And I know that, sometimes trading, you're going to take shots on things, right? And I mean, honestly, if this is like, This is life. Right now, Google's right back to where we were. Look at Pfizer's right back. I mean, I'm long at 96. It's at 96. But we've taken pieces out so that we can survive. So that when a name comes through for us, like an AMD, bouncing off yesterday's close, this is why we talked about 136 coming into play again here. So I'm pretty happy with this. Now 40 cents in the money, and again, we had our full position on for this name, so it's nice that it's working out. It's working out pretty good here. It's there. Holy crap, dude. This is really starting to go now. It is not a Dollar Club winner, but who gives a crap right now as this is going. Here we go, man. This is now 90 cents in the money. Let's go. Let's spin it one more time. I don't know if the Dollar Club was enacted yesterday. Was it, Obi? Did you or did you not have a dollar winner yesterday, Obi?
I honestly don't remember.
Okay, no problem. You don't need to. I was just wondering if it was hit yesterday. Did Neil hit the Dollar Club yesterday? No. Okay, so what's up? We're back. It doesn't mean that there was no Dollar Club winners. I have no idea. That's why I'm asking. But right now, here goes AMD. We just took some out there at 137. Why? Because we were sitting there and because it's making that move back up. So this is what I'm saying, man. You can misstep a little bit, and I don't really think we have. I mean, Tesla down here, thank you so much, Randy, for that one. Tesla down here at 232. That one, Randy, look, what a surprise. Here's Randy. Hey, what's up, Randy? Tesla right down there. You want to come on the podcast one day? Sure. All right, Tesla now making that move down. That over-the-air update here, apparently some full self-driving issues coming through, Randy. I don't think that's a big deal because Tesla's not actually recalling the cars themselves.
We have software updates.
This is exactly why we have software updates.
I love how like the news articles are like really like, oh, Tesla recalls all these vehicles. It gives it kind of like a bad connotation, you know? Yeah. So the media is doing what the media does. Yeah.
I'm still going long 232 end of the day here, which is something that we wanted to talk about as well there with Tesla. And thank you so much, Randy, for the drink of coffee. You need anything there, Obi?
I got my coffee right here.
Still got your coffee? Doesn't it get freezing? I can't feel my hands. How about
here's the thing. I always.
What about you?
I always kind of. It is freezing.
Isn't that a thing? What about you? What about you? What about WB? What is the thing for that? Isn't there a? Is it an acronym? What do you say that? TTYL? Isn't there like what about you or something like that?
Oh, WBU? Or
is that something?
Maybe?
WBY? But I'm an idiot.
Yeah, WBY.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that something? You're right. Thank you.
Nice.
Obi, move. Steph's coming on here right now.
Steph,
get over here immediately. Yeah, it is a thing. Come on, Obi. I don't expect Neil to know. He's an old man, but I expect you to know a little bit there. What about you? What about you?
Here's the thing. I don't normally spell out the word "you," so I just use the letter "U." So a lot of these, that's kind of why I said W.
Yeah. I got you. No worries. But what about you, Obi? Okay. Right here. What about AMD? Whoops. There we go. Okay, AMD right now. We're still on Tesla. Oh yeah, we forgot about this one. We got to do this. Let's handle some business right now. Thing is that at least with me here, hopefully it's not going to be too dull, but we do forget things often. And we forgot to do the campus read, so let's do it right now. If you are located in the lovely country, I'll have some coffee, but join us right here with the campus program, right? They're getting packed in this program. So I know it's not for everybody because it's not for United States, but it is for Canada, and we are getting rammed. So if you want to apply immediately. The program is getting full. It might even be full after I'm done saying this. Hit the apply button. What's in it for you? Learn. You get to join with us. You get to trade on the same platform. You get to go through phase one. Let's talk about markets. Let's talk about the platform. Let's talk about your goals. Then let's get over to live. Then that's where you'll be funded. So let's get ready to rock and roll. It is Day Trade the World Campus. It is the best learning program available in the world. So that's it right now. You got a minimum of 8 hours a week, maximum of 16, maybe even more than that, if you have time throughout your day. Join us here at Day Trade the World with Campus. Apply today. Don't apply today, apply yesterday. Like, we are getting full. January 2nd is the start date. I have no idea when applications end, but if you don't do it now, you're going to miss it. And as seen on the #1 day trading show in the world, it is Trader TV Live. And if you're rocking with us, You're now rocking with the best, Obi. And on that note, what about you, Obi? How's your day going as we continue to go?
You got that? I don't have the same button you have here, but
which one do you need?
The same one you hit like 2 minutes ago. But I don't have enough on this. That's the thing.
What would
Whenever
that
you
button
find
be?
yourself, whenever you find yourself in the money, sometimes it's just like, oh well, damn, I do not have what I really wanted at those levels.
Share size, you mean you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, damn, sure, you got a winner on your hands, but do you really, did you really execute the way you wanted to on that false break of those highs? No, not at all. But that 149, again, decent place to interact, in my opinion. We're coming back into these pre-market lows here on the Amazon off of that 149, pushing below that 148, kind of coming into those 147 halves. And so I'm also watching Oracle, as you guys know, that 100. I'm looking for a push back into that 100. We saw how strong the sellers came in through that 100, so I want them to show their hand once again on the rebid in and around that 100 to start to even think about getting involved with said sellers on the Oracle. But that 100 coming in about 30 pennies away on Oracle. 62. I was waiting for that on Uber. Kind of flushed right through that. A little bit of a distinctly different price action happening here. It's been bid up kind of every day off the open, or relatively by this time it's caught a little bit of a bid. But yeah, I was watching and I was like, yeah, the tape is nowhere near kind of how it's been acting over the past few days. So I'm going to give it some room. Again, very, very strong uptrend. I think buyers can step in wherever. We've seen strong levels all the way from 59 to 60, 62, kind of coming in on the Uber. So I think it's good to stay patient when you were expecting a level to potentially hold, and it shows nothing of the sort in terms of confluence at that level kind of happening. So that 147 coming in on Amazon, and I think we might be. I was looking for pops to get further involved, and yeah, I'm seeing now on my chart here that there was definitely a place underneath VWAP right there, 148.40s, where we could have gone a lot bigger there, and I kind of pieced out of a part of my position there in that sense. So definitely got to get better with that position management happening. But yeah, about $1.30 in the money right now on whatever we do have left here on Amazon.
Wait a second. How much in the money?
Yeah, I told you that button you pressed earlier.
Yeah, but I asked you what button, bro.
There was only one button.
No, there wasn't. I hit the sirens. I hit all this kind of stuff. But congratulations.
The only one that matters.
There it is. Let's hit it again. It is the only one that matters. And I'm glad you're in that dollar. That's why I asked you yesterday. Remember, I was like, did you have any dollar club winners? But
you asked me, I wasn't, so I had to get in one today. You know,
do you mind if I join you?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go, because there's AMD right now at $1.40 as it's trying to go back up to the upside again, off of the banger level right now. It's Sticky Note Nation. It's stand up. It's 136. We're on it, man. We're on it, and we're on it pretty damn good right now. I want to give a big shout out. Let's do a little bit of a roll call just quickly right now. I want to say shout out to Will Evans. Thank you so much, man. He's saying Sean Katina leads me into 2 longs for the win. Thank you so much. What's up to Jonas, I guess, or Johannes Paul? Sean's excitement is on another level. Thank you so much. Someone in here. Sean's on the bell. Let's go. Thank you so much for that. ADA up 10%. That's great. This is what we're doing right now. We're doing it. I got Obi here. We're hitting the long. Thank you so much. Look at all the nice comments on here. People want us to look at 4 C's. Quad, CCC. Yeah. We will look at that in a minute. Thank you so much to Jose Nunez. Thank you so much to everybody out there, man. People loving the NVIDIA trade and the AMD. I'm in AMD. I guess NVIDIA's also ripping back up to the upside. And again, we're going to go to Adair in a minute. But I just want to show everybody. I talked about today how, first of all, join me and Brendo on the podcast. That was a lot of fun. All right, hold on a second here. I got to zoom back out just to show you guys this. So here's the sticky note today. I was talking about being patient. 136. What a great name. Be patient with that. Tesla 232. Do you know where Tesla just dropped into and I was waiting for the bid? It's right here right now, 232. We'll be looking at that long. Pfizer 26. That's right where we're at. We did take a 20-cent hit there. And, this should say 42 long on Roblox. Can I edit that? I'm going to go see if I can do it, as right now we're ripping and rocking in this market. Not really. It's AMD only to the upside. You've got Amazon short.
I covered.
You covered it. Great trade on that one. Let's fire off the hot dog gun for my guy right here. Despite the market going all the way to the downside, let's take some more out on AMD. Whoa. I just tried to get some out at 35 there, and it just dropped back in. So let's go over to Darren and let's take some more out as the market's bleeding a little bit here.
Yeah, we have the SPY pretty much flat here, up just slightly here, below 0.1% here. But yeah, definitely the thing to keep an eye on today with regards to the market is going to be the Fed decision, the FOMC decision coming at 2 p.m. Eastern time today. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. We also did get PPI data earlier today, more or less in line, but definitely this Fed decision will be one to watch out for. In terms of individual stocks to watch, we have XPEV trading pretty low. We're making a bit of a recovery now, but still down about 5% after a filing showed that Alibaba has actually significantly reduced its holdings of XPeng stocks. So keep an eye out for XPEV. We also have X, so the U.S. Steel basically receiving multiple bids over $40 a share according to CNBC. This one also got a price target increase from RBC. And last but not least, Roblox pulling back a little bit here, but still trading up about 2% after Wells Fargo initiated coverage with an overweight rating and a price target of $49. Brought to you by Surge Trader, where traders can get a funded trading account up to $1 million and keep up to 90% of the profits. The program has simple rules, no time limits. Just go to surgetrader.com/TTV and use the promo code TTV for 10% off.
This guy over here, he's impressed with Broadcom.
Yeah, no, I keep talking about this and I don't take it because I'm like, oh well, you know, maybe again, if it's too, I guess if it's kind of spready, if it's a little overpriced for your risk parameters, you can always just size down and give it the risk it needs. Kind of look at this AVGO. Every single day, this opening drive has been wild since it started breaking out these levels in the 950s and the 960s. That 1,000 break has not even looked back. And take a look at this today. You pretty much lick grab yesterday's close by about 5 points roughly, and then on the reclaim, you never look back through these 70s and then push right into 95s. That 1100 coming in right there on AVGO. Now I forget where I was looking into this, like a really old, I guess a trend trading book, and it was talking about like every time a ticker kind of pushes through a significant level, whether it be 100, whether it be 1000 or something like that, and the pressure and the trend is definitely there, you can almost always look for at least like a 50-point move if it's a $1,000 ticker. You can look for a 5-point move if it's a $100 ticker, and things like that. And if it's there, it's there. You can hold for the ride. And this is exactly what AVGO has been doing. Very, very strong off the opens. And take a look at Nvidia as well. A lot of these chips, I guess the chip leaders to say are very, very strong off the open. That 475. I tried to short the 475 yesterday going into the close there, Sean, and it showed me that there was no reason to sell as buyers came in really strong into the close, almost a kind of squeezing type of action, and off the open. I wasn't watching this tape, but those are some strong buyers kind of pushing Nvidia in the opposite direction of what the rest of these tickers are kind of doing on the day. So very, very strong buying pressure. Now I don't know where that's coming from. I have no idea. I'm not really going to speculate, but chart go up for sure.
Chart go up for sure, yeah. You know what else go up? We actually put on a new position right now. We actually put on Tesla. Pfizer, we took some profit, by the way. I can go over there in a second. But we just hit Tesla long at 85. You know where that ripped to? 50s there. So we actually had about 35. So we had about 50 cents in the money. I'm going to take that if it comes up to 233.50 again. So let's wait to see. Wow, we are now $2 in the money.
Oh, nice.
On AMD. So nice little move back up to 138. Let's take another piece out here as we can't ignore this one. Again, that's $2 off the sticky note. Everything else is fine, man. Pfizer's right at the sticky note level. AMD, do not ignore strong names. And then we're going to go to it there in 1 sec. I just want to show you Pfizer. There's Pfizer. So it did bounce back. We got out of 75% of the trade. I'm slapping a fail on this trade. We were too long heading into 26, is what it is. Let's see if it holds it. I like Pfizer, but I like this Tesla trade as well. Let's see if we get some more long down here near 232. What's up, Adara?
Yeah, Vertex here. Vertex Pharmaceuticals, VRTX. This one just was trading at a new all-time high, up about 9% right now. Earlier today, we had news of positive trial results, and then about an hour ago, it was announced that Adidas Medicine has entered into a licensing agreement with Vertex Pharmaceuticals. So keep an eye on this name. Very strong on the day, making new highs, guys.
Yeah, so I'm still waiting here. What else wants to? Oh, you know, we talked about that CCC name right there, C4 Therapeutics. What a great name. I also want to look at that SHAT stock because I want to see what exactly, and no pun intended there, really. I just want to see what exactly that stock is doing because we were looking at that. But here's CCC finally, C4 Therapeutics. Nice move upside, and it's already broke through that $4. So this is a great little level. If you are long, I would say don't be long for very long. If you do break below that $4, good little level there. It wasn't SHAT, was it? No, SH. Oh, I have to go find this before I.
STTK was the
STTK.
ticker. Yeah.
Can't believe I just typed in chat. STTK, right there. That was pretty funny though. All right, so there it is. Again, wow. We talked about this $5 level, and again, we didn't need to know too much, but there's $5. It came in and then left right away. Did we actually get up to 7? I don't think so, unless that was in the pre-market, but there's that 5.25 right back into $4. So another name right there. Wow, this AMD is really ripping, guys. And here comes Tesla, 30 cents in the money. So far, so good. But RSLS as well. People want us to look at flushing. I still can't believe I typed in chat. And then Oracle right now back above 100. I did want to look at this. So what I wanted to say before, and I didn't get cut off. It was just myself. I just stopped talking about it there because the bell rang. I wanted to say that this $100, this is what I was going to say, and it doesn't matter now because it's already happened. I thought you could really hit this $100 break. But the thing is that unless you're day trading on our platform, it wouldn't have been successful because that's a very, very tough pill to swallow if you're day trading and you're trading in options because it only went down 75 cents. So for us, that's great because if you hit that even with 100 shares or something, you can make $75, 200 shares, like just do the math, right? So as that continues to go, I don't worry about it. It's just, it's now been pretty aggressive back to the upside, Oracle. So I would say watch out for it. Not a name that's on my radar rate yet. Tesla, I still can't get that fill. We're waiting for 233.50. And then here we go, man. It's a monster. It's AMD, and it's right back up to the upside. What's up to Ash? What's up, Ash? Apple ripping as well. Yeah, I'm going to have to clean this wick up to go for Apple, but I will do that. I'll throw it over to Obi, and then when I get back, let's have a little look at Apple. I still want to look at Google as well because I feel that we've made a mistake there.
Yeah, I see that Oracle kind of bid back up through that 100, so that's kind of what I'm looking for there. Let's see how well like we said, sellers kind of stepped in all day yesterday, and coming in today, let's see if they kind of where they potentially stepped in. This 150 was VWAP before. We're kind of coming in. We've already broken past a little bit of VWAP, but we're testing this previous consolidation. This 150 will be interesting, but yeah, let's see what we do in and around this VWAP/100 confluence here. Bit of a continuation I'm looking for on the day here. But yeah, I'll give it a few more minutes. We're coming into 10:10 right now, so it's been about 40 minutes off the open. I think this is roughly a good time to kind of if things are going to continue the trend from the previous day, maybe consideration at the look at this time. That's what I'm looking for on Oracle. I almost said Google.
Google, I knew you were going to go there.
Google kind of bouncing. I'm thinking about that 132 there, Sean. That 132 was a pretty decent level over the past couple of days on Google, and it is kind of in that area. Wow, Oracle kind of pulls back in off of that 100 level. Maybe might have missed that piece a little bit, but again, I'll give it a couple minutes. No need to rush.
Let's go see what Adara's up to.
Just some context on that Google move here. Axios reporting that Google has actually released its Gemini Pro for businesses and app developers. So it's available for them to use, being reported by Axios right now, guys. Just some news on Google.
Google News. And off the base as well, kind of a support area. I was talking to Neil about this yesterday. It's very peculiar how some of these PRs, the timing of the PR drops. At times, it's if you put technicals and PR drops kind of coming in, it's almost I don't want to put on a tinfoil hat, but it's almost beautifully timed a lot of the time.
I mean, me and Neil have had discussions here, and we have the opposite way. I say the market's pretty much rigged. He goes the other way. I think it's rigged. I mean, I feel like it's rigged, but it's in the favor of bigger money. I think we can all understand that. Yeah. Okay, so. All right.
Pay to play?
Pay to play. Sort of, yeah. Kind of like that theory, but I just feel that it's like that. Like, it's like what I talked about with Apple earlier. You know, you get these stories like there's all these problems, and then the next thing you know, a week or two later, the same people are now upgrading the stock because potentially they got long at some of those bottoms on a story that they could neither confirm nor deny. So we'll just wait on that one as we go. But hey, we're here to trade, so let's take some risks coming through. And again, it's just fun, right? I mean, we have to fill content here as well for time. So sometimes, you know, speaking our mind, sometimes, you know, is what it is there. And yeah, that is right.
I think
truth bombs.
A lot. No, it's not even that. It's just speculation, right? I think a lot of traders wear tinfoil hats. We're here every day. We see the price action.
Yeah, that's not
we
even
learn
really,
the fugazi.
Is that really that
like,
tinfoily though?
No, it's not.
Don't
But
know.
like
I mean,
you talk to it about you talk to it
like,
with
why did
someone,
Morgan Stanley say Carvana has a $1 price target? And then the thing goes to $45. I wonder about the people that are dropping these down.
Yeah.
Where this all comes from. Anyways, just real quick. I'm gonna get back into Google. I like that Gemini story. You know, AI has been really ruling the day. Really? For the last little while there. So there we go. There's a truth bomb coming through. But look at this. Why can't we just take this level at Metal Gear Solid? Did you play that game?
I have not actually.
Okay, on to the next. 132.80 right now. I just feel like we can break this. And then you know what? Let's use 132.50 again as our out. You know, so let's go long on that break. I mean, we just tried to get out some more Pfizer on the top. We actually missed that. When we threw over to Adara, I didn't realize Pfizer was at VWAP up there at 20, so we did miss that opportunity to get out of more down there. We're having a pretty good day overall. I mean, Tesla right now, trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, it just keeps on bouncing literally at my level. So you know what? Let's take a piece out on, oopsies, I canceled the wrong Tesla order as my orders are no longer alphabetical, alphabetical there because I want to sort them. I don't know how you have it in your log. You can sort it by price. I just sort it alphabetically, the order log.
Or
if you want to find your Tesla order, it would be underneath your AMD.
Yeah, I just have it sorted by time, I think.
Time, okay, yeah. I don't like that as much. All right, guys, let's go. Let's take this out. So there it is right now. Let's go awesome and spin it for a little bit here. We'll take 40 cents on Tesla. It's only one piece. Okay, so let's see where we can go from here. We got to put something in our pocket. How many times are we going to see Tesla literally bounce, as my kids say, if we can go to the screen, bounce off this level over and over again? We got to put some money in our pocket. Let's do that right now with Tesla and put some out. So there it is right now. It's Tesla. It's a short until it's not, but we're going long at 232. So we're going to have to wait for it to come back in. The reason why I say it's a short, you're down 1.6% into a plus market. I don't think this is necessarily the greatest long on the board, but we'll try it again at 232. It just has to get down there. Let's take half out right now and put it in the pocket. What's up, Adam DeLuce, my guy? I gotta tie my shoe here.
Yeah, no worries. We got a super chat here from Miguel Hernandez. First super chat, but analysis check on Netflix. Okay, we can talk. I don't know about analysis, but we can
analysis,
talk.
Obi,
we can talk. I'm not an analyst, FYI, but we can talk about the chart. I like the candlesticks. Let's just say that. So yeah, Netflix. Let's pull it up. NFLX. All right. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Hello. So a little bit of a breakout of that short-term trend I was talking about yesterday or this morning as well. Kind of coming in off of these levels. We broke yesterday's high. I think that's pretty significant. That was a high that kind of marked one of the points for the downtrend there. So again, you need two points to draw a line, and that was pretty significant. Kind of high a day as well. That 446 kind of coming in, and look at the strength that kind of comes in off of the break of that high. Definitely some significant buying pressure. And look at this, the break of that price gives you expanding volume and just relatively higher volume on the break, kind of confirming like the prowess of such a break there, kind of pushing over into that 470 area. Now looking left on Netflix, I think this 470 has been a little bit significant before, if I remember correctly. Yeah, a little bit of, okay, so I think that might have been it. Bit of consolidations here, but from these highs from before in November, we got these consolidation lows at 475. That's what it was, 475. You kind of made a shelf above. When you got below, the sells came in real strong, and then now we're getting a little bit of a reversion back into those 470s, 475. So I'm curious to know what we do in and around here, but that buying pressure, very, very significant. I think if we break through these 475 sellers, we can get a little bit of continuation of said buying pressure if they are kind of heavy. You can see a lot of strong sell volume bars on this flush to the downside, and yeah, maybe some shorts can be caught offside above that price over there. 148. So we did get a little long there on these lows there on Amazon. Again, reason to cover, potential reason to buy as well. But piece them off into the 148s. Let's see where we go from here. VWAP is at 148.40. So we pretty much came into VWAP there, pushing into 20s and 30s. But let's see, we're kind of reclaiming an uptrend potentially. Again, kind of a sideways chop action here on the NQs. The NQs haven't really made a distinct move one way or another off of this consolidation we've been kind of making here. Again, maybe in anticipation of FOMC potentially, but all I can see here is that Softy kind of sold off of that 377. Google as well, kind of I had that 133 halves as a potential level. We sold off of that, kind of basing off of yesterday's levels, and there goes the NQ kind of pushing back up into the higher end of this range. Let's see if we can finally break it. I did get long on some signals there on Amazon down in and around these pre-market levels here from before. I think a strong reason to sell up here. Not as strong as of a reason to buy, but again, if we're going to have an inside day, I do want to respect that action and not really hope for the moon. I think over $1 is a decent kind of range to capture there on Amazon, and the fact that it did give it to us, we got a little lucky. Don't want, like Neil says, don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth for too long and cover and switch long on strong reasons, or not really strong reasons, but some confluence of reasons to buy there. And if the NQ kind of blasts off through these highs, and we may get that bid into that VWAP and maybe even further. Pre-market highs being at 148.60s there on Amazon. Let's take a look at.
I don't know how yesterday was, but I hope everyone's enjoying the show today, because guess what, Obi?
What's up?
Another one.
Another one.
It's another one. There goes Tesla right now, and again, it's just. We talk about being patient, right? Tesla sticky note 232. There it is right now. It's $1 in the money.
Hit it. No.
AMD, again, sticky note of 136 in the money right now. Pfizer, sticky. I mean, I'm not trying to, like, it's going to sound like I don't really know how to come across so it doesn't sound like we're trying to like be less humble, but I'm doing this. Like yesterday I was off. I get tweets like, where's the sticky note? Like, get back. Like, look, like Pfizer 26 long, right now 20 cents in the money. Palantir didn't hit. Tesla's $2 in the money off that. AMD's $2 in the money on that. We have them all. Roblox, let's look at Roblox and have a quick look. The idea that we're getting at goes for me into what we're doing on the midday show. It goes into why I'm really happy to be sitting beside with Obi right now as well. And with guys in behind us. You guys saw Patrick last week and things like that. It's just like, this is very, very possible to sit here and be able to make money. And I know there's a lot of traders get frustrated, Obi. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the time.
Yeah.
You know, do you think we just pulling this sticky note out of our rear? Kind of are. Don't tell everybody. You know, it's you got to put in the work. You got to trade the names that you like, and that's why when you're looking there at Amazon and things like that, like you said, you were looking at some key levels. They got hit. You got out. There's going to be times that happens, and you could get right back in and continue to sort of massage your net. There's lots of day left. It's 10:20 right now. At 2 o'clock, we have Fed. More than squanchy, more than 95% of traders lose money, which is why we're trying to be here and show you that it is exactly possible. I mean, I don't have a problem telling you that we were up last month and we're up this month and everything like that, but that's not the case for all traders, right? So I always want to try to show both sides. And it's not about like this trader's up, this trader's down. It's just in general, you know, generally speaking, and I don't even have to speak generally. It's just a statistic.
Right.
We've had thousands of traders come through here. So we know the statistics, you know, you are in that 90th percentile of traders that will fail. So when you're able to catch something and catch lightning in a bottle as a trader, you know, it's just like everybody can't just become a lawyer. You got to go through the schooling, then you got to understudy and all this kind of stuff. Same with an accountant, same with anything professional. Oh, you want to be a professional race car driver? That's a nice story.
Yeah.
You know, like, great, good for you. My daughter wants to play hockey. She's got to put in the work.
Yeah.
So to sit here and think that you're just going to like call up stocks and just start murdering them, that's not what's going to happen. But what is going to happen right now is the big desk with the Dara.
A couple names we've been talking about throughout the day here, including STTK, Shattuck Labs continuing to trade higher after announcing data for a trial for patients with a type of leukemia. So this one up almost 100% right now, guys. We also have C4 Therapeutics, CCCC, this one running up for the second day in a row. We had strong data from a trial yesterday, and then this morning, Stifel upgraded to a buy and raised the price target to $12. Last but not least here, RSLS, Reshape Life Sciences, this one announcing FDA pre-market approval for a certain new type of lap band. This one up over 100% right now, guys.
I was looking at it yesterday.
We're just talking about AVGO because now you want to talk about it like
Sure,
it's been so strong.
You were talking about the spread kind of being nasty at certain times. I do agree, but I think if you watch it for long enough, even a name like AVGO, again, you have to be very precise. It can potentially give you a place to risk less than a point.
Yeah.
Right? It can give you a place to risk less than 50 pennies right here. You can see this consolidation happening on VWAP. You know that it's in a multi-time frame trend. It's breaking off of a significant key level. This is in and around 1,050, right? And look, the dips right here into VWAP. VWAP's what, 147 halves. These wicks, even forget about VWAP. Take the VWAP off your chart. Just go off the candles. Look at this consolidation that's happening off of a strong sell-off. You can see that it keeps on getting bought up. You risk that wick from below. You try to get in as close as possible. That wick is right at okay, let's get specific. That wick low is at 1046.02, and the rest of these wicks, the lows, are 1047.37, 1040, 1046.70. So yeah, it can give you less than a point of risk for a potential. What is this? If you get long, even if you chase this price action a little bit and give it a little bit wider, you're getting in around 1048s, 1047s, and it's giving you a move to 1065. So you're risking essentially a point to make 20. Or 2 points to make 20. Either way, I think in terms of RR, that's a pretty solid trade. But yeah, if you're kind of chasing a push, say you're playing a breakout on a name like this into 1040s right here, again, very, very valid kind of thing. But the real risk in that scenario, you got to give it down to the consolidation low, which is about 15 points below the 1040s. So yeah, obviously I don't want to take that kind of risk. But if you're a sniper and you wait for the right moment to show up, definitely is possible to take trades on some of these names. Again, it's getting bought up on top of VWAP over and over again. Kind of some days not even giving you a chance at the VWAP. So very, very strong move there on AVGO. And again, Nvidia, another chip leader that's still kind of trading in its upper quartile on the day. Hasn't really pulled back significantly, but VWAP buyers are definitely strong there on the Nvidia. Let's see. Did I? Okay, so I thought I got stopped out on the Amazon, but you know what? I think I pieced off of all of it. Again, kind of just trying to watch the tape and execute effectively at the same time. So yeah, I did kind of piece off of it underneath VWAP. I'm just trying to respect structure as much as possible. We know the trend is to the downside a little bit there. 149 failure to follow through definitely did happen, and we kind of had a strong push up into VWAP. VWAP was around 40s. We called it out before, and we're getting a little bit of a pullback off of VWAP. NQ, again, when this was raging up back into VWAP, I was talking about NQ potentially testing the higher end of this range consolidation that we've been doing, and we're getting a little bit of a wick back down. Oracle hasn't really shown me what I want to see as of right now. That 100 bounce kind of coming in as we've reclaimed that. But let me take a quick look at where VWAP is on this name. VWAP is at 109, so 109 cents. So we're about, I guess, about 20 pennies above that, trading in the 30s here. But again, like I said before, the VWAP earlier was 1050s. Sellers kind of came in off of, the 150s. Sellers kind of came in strong off of that level. I'm still waiting for those potential sellers to show their hand, and which they really haven't as of right now. Nvidia is pulling back to VWAP as well. Apple pushing back towards high. So Sean, there's a lot of kind of a disconnect between a lot of these tickers, as Softy pushing towards its lows.
Is it?
Yeah, Softy about to make a new day low, and Apple about to make a new day high. Kind of makes sense why the NQs can't really get anywhere, as a lot of its top constituents are a little opposite.
At 375 is looking.
Oh, I like that level.
Yeah, Microsoft. Okay, so let's just go right now. Let's ring the register here. We just have a small piece left on Tesla. Tesla did exactly what we thought it would do. It went right to the 50 period again, right to VWAP, and now we're bouncing around a little bit at 234.30. So we're now $1.40 or so off that 230.80 level. Now it's moving around, but nice little level there. I was looking at that Softy because we were talking about this, earlier, and it was weaker than the market, I believe, when we first looked at it. And remember, I was like, oh, no, it was strong. No, it was stronger. I'll take that back. It was stronger than the market. And I thought we said on any dips we wanted to buy Microsoft. But this name, as you just mentioned there, Obi, taking down 375, like that's pretty key level there. Yep. I'm a little bit nervous because of where we are on this market right now, but why not? Why not take this? 374, let's just see if it goes, right? I mean, this is going to be something here worth the shot. Let's just, oh, well, there he goes. So we'll punch a short now. So let's see if it goes. It's down near here, the bottom of the day. I feel like this is 50 cents worth of risk. I understand the amount of shares that I have, well able to do this. We're in the money nicely on Pfizer now. That's now 30 cents in and just keeps bouncing around, so that's a good one. We've already taken our profit here on Tesla. Let's try to give Microsoft a little bit of room. I don't want to be that guy that punches in and then says, oh, I had a tight stop on this. Like, this is Microsoft. Like, you're either trying to make money day trading or you're not. Like, that's, like, you can't punch into Microsoft at 375 break and get out at 375.25. Again, unless you have maybe thousands of shares, I don't think a quarter is really giving yourself the justice here. And you guys might disagree and think that that's fine, and that's cool, man. Like, honestly, but I want to give this to 376. So I'm going to I was going to give it 50 cents, but if this market does break here, this is a name that I really like. We have crude inventories coming out. It's going to be oil at 10:30, so that shouldn't really affect this market, I don't think. I'm going to give, long story short, I'm going to give Microsoft all the way down up to 376 before we're wrong, with averaging in at 375.50. So that's my plan of action here. Obi, I'm going to put another offer in and around 375.50 and see if that comes through for us.
Yeah, I think the strength into the close yesterday, I think you mentioned it earlier as well, kind of the closing imbalance kind of pushing. I looked at a lot of the large caps. Not every one of them had that kind of action, but at that 50, 55 kind of time frame, you saw some strong wick lows getting bought up on Softy. I think Google kind of had some of those as well, and maybe Nvidia as well. But I don't remember specifically which ones. But Softy was very peculiar indeed with the type of wicks that kind of.
Okay.
Here, I'll pull it up. I'll point it out here, so you can see what I'm talking about. Here, we'll just go down straight to the 1 minute.
Do we want to go to Adara for oil?
Yeah, sure.
Or should I just say it? Do you have it, Adara? I have the number, but I was going to give Adara a little bit here. But we did get a build. When she has it, we can go over there. But it is a build in crude inventories that just popped over at 8:30. So let's get some practice over with Adara.
Yeah, crude oil stock change here coming in at negative 4.259 mil compared to the previous for negative 4.6 and the consensus of negative 1.5. For the gasoline stock change, we have 0.408 million compared to the consensus 2.4 million, so quite a bit lower here. In terms of crypto, with the crypto update here as well, I have Coinbase up here. This one moving around quite a bit here. There is some news, as reported by BNN Bloomberg, that Coinbase is going to offer spot crypto trading outside of the U.S., looking to do a global expansion there. So keep an eye on this name, in addition to all of the other crypto stocks, which definitely are moving around as Bitcoin continues to move. Right now, we're kind of trying to reapproach that 42,000 area, trading at about 41,750 right now. Here we are with all these crypto names. Yeah, Bitcoin up about 1%, Ethereum up a little bit lower than that, but above that 2,200 area. Everything pretty mixed. Cardano very strong to the upside of about 6% right now. Solana lagging a bit, down about 1.36, guys.
All right. All right. So we are now. Actually, I shouldn't say we're reloaded, but that's Travolta waiting around for Microsoft to do something. So we're going to get out if it takes out 376, right? I pretty much have a full position right now. I'm going to get a little bit more at 75 or 80 just to see if we do float back up there. But look what's happening to the market. We're still long AMD, Pfizer, Tesla. They're all working quite nicely. But if the market does take this level right here, then we're just wrong on the direction. I was thinking the market may float back into some of these lows before hanging out again. Looks like we'll be wrong on that. We're 40 cents out on Microsoft. If it takes out the high, then we're off of it. Again, why are we shorting? It's the market's relatively flat. Microsoft's relatively flat. I thought taking that 375 could have been something there. Looks like it's not. We're only going to give it to 376, fully in the pocket of risk for me. And let's just wait to see what happens. I mean, I like the short here. I don't like it now because of what it's doing, but I feel like we're okay. And again, if this market just wants to wait around for Fed, then it's going to have to wait till 2 o'clock. But here we go, drifting higher now. Probably should have been more patient with Softy. Remember I said earlier, this is the name we want to go long, and then for some reason I just convinced myself to go short. So
I thought you were going to go long off the 375.
Yeah, so did I. Okay. Mistake, I mean, for sure. I just thought the market was potentially going to break through VWAP there.
NQ's not really helping, right?
I mean,
like NQ's looking weak. One
15-minute
candle. It's pushing for its highs. The next 15-minute candle. It's a little bit choppy, yeah.
Let's see if it'll come back in a little bit here for us. Netflix is the professor's like, yo, what's up with Netflix? Wow. Are you telling me there is no chill? Okay, so let's just wait to see what's happening now. 472. I was waiting for 480, so we'll wait for some 480 levels here on Netflix, guys.
Yeah, so I got a little involved here with the Oracle, with a little bit of selling. Again, it didn't really get all the way into that that 150 area. Oh wow, there goes Amazon back to the downside, rejecting VWAP once again as the NQs pull back there. You might be decent on that short there. Solid stuff on that softy short there, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you.
Market comes right back in again, following the range. We just said 1 minute it's up, 1 minute it's down. It's pretty much sideways. Good reasons to sell here on Amazon, but don't really flip to the dominant trend on the day, which is kind of a short off of the failure to follow through of that 49. There goes Oracle, kind of coming right back up into some of those levels. So you know what? Again, like I said, I might be a little too early. I'm more than willing to piece off and give it some more room. Peace. And if we're gonna do an actual bounce off of a 100, then I definitely do want to stay out of the way on this one. But all I'm looking for is a little bit of that continuation, those strong sellers from yesterday, whether or not they show up once again or it's gonna slowly bid up again. I have no idea. Just trying to test an idea out here. Google kind of chilling in. It's funny to see Nvidia and Google are looking very, very opposite to each other as Nvidia is holding in its I guess the upper what do you call it, upper quartile of its price action this morning. The drive up, it's holding it quite well. You can see Netflix here kind of hasn't really even pulled back, just keeps on going to the upside there. So very, very strong move on Netflix. But Nvidia here, take a look at this. Still very strong, but hasn't necessarily pulled back with any significance. Still holding above VWAP, still in a very strong uptrend. And then you compare that to Google. Look at that, very, very opposite. Down on the day, breaking through some previous day levels as well, consolidating near the lower end of its drive off the open underneath VWAP. So opposite looks there. I think Softy kind of following, or I don't know who's following who, but looking very similar to that Google price action, consolidating near the lower end there. The only ones that are kind of consolidating at the top are Apple and Softy. Apple and Nvidia. So yeah, pretty well, I guess, balanced in terms of the heavyweights kind of being in opposite directions of each other. There goes Oracle kind of pushing right back up into some of those areas. I'm going to stay a little bit more patient on this one, I think.
All right. Yeah, thanks for the comments there on the Microsoft trade. I mean, that, first of all, X, I just want to talk about that quickly. X isn't doing anything. We were waiting for a 38 break. Thought that could come into play. Doesn't look like it wants to, so we're going to have to wait here on US Steel, which is X. So Microsoft went down. We were able to capture out about 30% of it. We could still wind up losing here. Our best out was 16s, or was it 21s? 23s, sorry. So we were bidding lower. We were actually bidding 21s as well. So let's see if that can come into play one more time. We're $1.70 in the money on AMD off that 136. You keep mentioning NVIDIA, which is nice for me because we'll watch that to see what that's doing. I still think we got Tesla pretty good down here at 232. And Pfizer, not really doing a whole heck of a lot on the downside now. So it's really just Microsoft that we sit with. Bitcoin trying to break through 42,000, so that's pretty cool too. We can have a quick look at Coinbase. Thanks to Dara for that. Nice to see Cardano up. The last time we bought Cardano was 27 or 28 cents live on the show. That is now through 60 as that keeps on going to the upside. Coinbase looking like it wants to break as well. But honestly, man, I mean, all my marbles right now, what is Snapchat at? What? Okay, I have sold none of Snapchat right now. And you guys know that we're long at this name at 1050. It's at 1680 right now.
Wow.
This is 60% in the money right now on, excuse me, on Snapchat. I guess, you know, gun to head, maybe we should probably take some of this out. Right now as Snapchat, just look at this. Boom. We are long this name. And I mean, and again, maybe on the podcast or other things, we could talk more about our long-term holdings. But again, this is another name that we definitely were buying. And I like Snapchat. I bought it thinking that they were going to get bought out. But I mean, huge move upside there. They were working on those VR goggles really before anybody else was. And I don't know if they sort of shelved that.
Snapchat was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the glasses.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think they're the first ones right there. Okay, Boomer Obi. You should know that.
I mean, I use Snapchat every now and then as more of like a messaging system, but I didn't know they do. What's that? Like family and friends? Yeah.
Wow, Sharif calling out Obi for messaging people on Snapchat, but I don't see what's Yeah, I don't know what it's used for. That's true. I don't have a Snapchat. I don't have a Snapchat account. Didn't Snapchat used to have the disappearing messages? I don't know if they still do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know what it's used for then. But okay.
Sure, the masses can use it for one thing. I like to use it as a message.
Of course, man. Snapchat WhatsApp I know is a big international thing as well. Okay, here comes Microsoft.
We got a super chat. Sorry.
We do?
Yeah, we got a super chat. Nick W asking, can you give your thoughts on ILMN and ADSK? I have long calls for a swing.
Yeah, we can look at that.
Sure.
Are we ready for Adara? I'm not sure. We heard something in my ear. Okay, let's go over to Adara quickly, and then we'll talk about the super chat. Thanks, Nick Dub.
Pretty mixed. A lot of sectors actually flat more or less right now, including energy, minerals, flat after those crude oil inventories. We also do have commercial services pretty flat here as well. Retail trade also not doing too much right now. Finance, the same story. Health technology, we have some names standing out here, including Johnson And Johnson, after a downgrade, trading to the low side, and Pfizer having that big drop following news of lower than expected revenue projections for 2024. Definitely worth noting, again, the electronic technology sector, very strong with these chip names. NVIDIA strong. Broadcom continuing its rally off of its earnings. And then also a little bit more mixed, the story in technology services, but a couple names standing out here, including Netflix, trading to the upside off of those release of those numbers for the first time with actually what its viewers are watching. So keep an eye on Netflix and this sector, guys.
Okay, man, we are. Yeah. Okay, Netflix overtaking Disney for advertising revenue, says Sharif and Obi. So, yeah, another one. But you know what, man? It don't matter. Money is money no matter what stock you're getting it on. And right now, there goes Microsoft. We're now 50 cents in the money. And some doubt, some don't. But there it is right now. It's Microsoft to the downside. Look at that. Boom. Falling right off that level. So that was a solid one. Remember we punched short at 35 there at 375? Well, the idea behind that, of course, was what Obi said there, is that we initially thought we were looking, there we go, we'll take another fill there at 10, which we just did. We were initially thinking of a long at that level, but because the market came in like that, and Microsoft was right at a level, and I just sort of determined that it was relatively weak instead of relatively strong. So that's another thing that as a trader, we always have to have the ability to be fluid with our opinions and be able
that you stayed aggressive.
Yeah.
You trusted your idea. You understood that you might be a little too early on it.
Yep.
And then you added into the level through that that's the 50 period.
Yes, sir. The pink.
Solid.
Yeah. No, and that's
comes right back in.
And that's where it comes to just teaching, right? Because I said some people will do something different. You know, some people will get out. They'll take shares, whether or not it's small amounts. You have to know the stock. I thought Microsoft did have a chance to break that level. It didn't. We stayed short because we believed in the short, and we're just. We could say this back and forth as much as we want to, but you got to be a little lucky.
Yeah.
You know, like if that oil number comes out super hot and maybe bumps through 376, we're going to get stopped out. But it doesn't. Now we have a 40-cent winner, and that is what it is. Okay, so Autodesk. You asked about this, Nick W., so thank you so much for your $5 right there. And again, oops, I just lost it, but I don't know where you are. You're on here. Oh, no, there it is right here. What's up, Nick? Oops, what's up? Why can't I click on that? Okay, I can't click on it? All right, I don't want to report you. Okay, can you give thoughts on Illumina or Autodesk? So, all right, ADSK there, again, AutoCAD and everything. Both these names are going to be, into tech and worth looking at. For me as a swing trade, I prefer ADSK because I just lucid spiking right now. Your rate, like you mentioned for a swing trade, to me this is setting up. I don't know, when does Autodesk report, or have they already? I'm gonna sneeze again. November 21st. Okay, so I don't know. Excuse me, I was not able to mute that, so I apologize. It's just. Like, I don't know why I saw November 21st. I looked over at the date. Like, I know it's December. I just think this is breaking out. I like it. I like what they're talking about. Some of the software there. This looks like it's going to break out. I think this looks good for a swing trade. I don't know if you're into options or not there, Nick W., but I would watch out for 220. If we break back down below 220, and again, this is the thing. What is your definition of a swing trade? You have 4 straight days to the upside, and in those 4 days, you're up about $10. So I'd give this $10 back down into 220. ILMN, Illumina, I believe, is the stock. ILMN, there it is again. So let's just have a quick look at that. The thing is, I got to get over this, man. We are right now $1 in the money on Tesla. We're $1.30 in the money on Tesla. We're $1.70 in the money on AMD. We're 30 cents in the money on Microsoft. You see the difference between the two charts here? One is breaking out, one is not. I prefer Autodesk, and I'm going to end it at that. So Illumina, no for a swing trade. Autodesk, yes, because we are breaking out. If you are in Illumina, watch out for this 50-period breaking, which is 112, where the players dwell there, Obi.
On that 100 bounce on Oracle is coming in super strong there. Glad I got stopped out where I did, as it kind of blasts to 101 right off the 100 kind of hold there. So yeah, definitely wrong on that one. Buying pressure coming in real hot. Haven't really pushed past these pre-market kind of levels where we started the sell-off, but that 101 coming in real strong. That I was definitely wrong on this. 100 bounce should have been what I was looking for there, but that's perfectly fine. line. The pressure has shown us which direction it kind of wants to push in. So let's see whether or not we push through high a day there. And these are kind of closing prices of yesterday's strong sell day as well. So I think both gonna be pretty interesting here. Let me pull up the chart so we can take a look at what I'm talking about here. So yeah, very, very strong. Again, you look at the bigger picture, it doesn't look like a significant move. It looks like we're still well within this trend from yesterday and earnings evening, I guess, after hours price action. So still kind of in that trend down. That 101 is going to be interesting. Again, no sellers. I was looking for sellers to step in. Sellers didn't really step in and around that 100. We rip all the way to 101, and now if we kind of break some of these levels and maybe even this end of day consolidation on Oracle, maybe it's time to look for a little bit of that reversion back into some of yesterday's core prices. That 103 was definitely interesting as well in the morning session, and kind of these rejections underneath of VWAP as well in and around that 103. So I'm really curious to see if we are going to take a turnaround. Let's see how far Oracle can get off of this 100 bounce. Yeah, it kind of pushed down about 75 pennies below the 100, but take a look at the wick right back in, consolidating in the high 70s, 99s, 99.70s is what I mean, reclaims VWAP and then pushes right back into this end of day consolidation. Maybe some, again, I was too early, and I'm sure I wasn't the only one who might have been too early on for short there on Oracle as the bid comes in real strong. You can see the NQs as well kind of pushing past that consolidation high. We saw that we were talking about this consolidation in and around this 16,635s-ish. You got these wicks. You also had a strong push into 16,655s as well. That gave you a strong kind of wick back down. So sellers are definitely here at this level with the limited information that's been printed there. Let's see where they step back in. But Oracle's super strong off that 100.
Yeah, great analysis there of Oracle. We were looking for the short, but let's go see what Airdare is up to.
Yeah, LQR was popping up here on pretty strong volume, announcing its new marketing campaign for Soda Jerk, up, pulling back a little bit now, but up about 35%, guys.
Soda Jerk. Never heard of that. Never heard of either one of those names. Thanks, Obi, for that. And again, trading off of 100, man, like a very, very key level. Definitely something that all traders should look at. Are those key levels? What's up, London _? You been to London before?
No, I have not. London, Ontario.
London, Ontario?
Yeah, not in London, England.
Yeah, I don't mind. I have some cousins up in London, Ontario. I'll be going to London, England, I believe, this summer, so that should be fun. All right, can all y'all look at New Fortress Energy? So what's up to London _ here? They recently pivoted into generate cash flow. That's nice. I mean, we're definitely like cash flow. Cash flow. I remember when our friend Kevin O'Leary.
Yes, he's the one who says that.
He was on the air, and I was like, am I saying this right, Cat? And he's like, you got to go cash flow. Right. What am I doing? NFE, New Fortress Energy. Hello, cash. All right, so NFE, let's have a quick look at this one. Just real quick, I mean, again, I don't know, you know, to talk about their quarter or anything, all we can really do is, by the way, right now, let's go back down in as we continue to make a little bit of money here on Microsoft as it's pulling back. I have to take something out on Microsoft. It's pulling back, and we have shares, and I don't mind reloading it. There it is. We're taking another piece out at 20 cents there. Watch the watch as it goes back and forth with each hand there. All right. I don't know. Just looking at the way this looks technically, you just ran into 40 bucks, which it had a problem breaking last time. So I think this 42 looks like a little bit of a problem. I don't know when they last. We don't mark down earnings on here. I mean, I guess I could look it up for you because you just mentioned that they were London _ that they were just generating cash flow now. So I'm going to assume when were their earnings date? We don't have it marked on here. So, all right, we'll find that out. But again, a nice pullback off of $40. I don't like this name until it breaks 40 because even when it does, you're going to run into this 42 top. I would say you got to wait for 32 to 30 back down where the 50 period and the 200 period is. It's Money Talk with Adara.
USD pretty flat today ahead of that FOMC decision. So here is the DXY daily chart. As you can see, not doing too much here, just again, slightly below that 104 area. We did get PPI earlier today, pretty much in line with expectations. So 0.9 versus 1.0 expected here. So keep an eye on the USD, of course, as we head into the FOMC decision and hear from Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Also of note here, UK, so the Great British Pound to USD relationship on watch here as the UK post a much lower than expected GDP. So we had 0.3 decline compared to the previous number, which is a 0.2 increase. Definitely of note here, as you can see, the Great British Pound lagging quite a bit here on the USD, guys.
Okay, I wanted to look right now because you just mentioned NVIDIA.
Yeah, NVIDIA looking a little.
Yeah, and like AMD looking like a little meh right now. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what's going on with these different levels because this is not looking great. As AMD kind of barcoding and now it looks like it wants to fall down, so it's like reverse barcoding for us, which is not great. We have about 3 times the shares on Microsoft than we do on AMD because we got out when AMD came back into the day's high there, into these levels of 138. That was a cash out for me. So let's do that again. If we get up to 138, 137.75, kind of where this 200 period is, I feel like we do want to get some out. So let's do that. Hopefully Microsoft can fall. I don't have any more bids until sub 375, so we are looking for that. Tesla's still pretty small. Yellen right now is speaking. So she's saying that the Middle East war has potential to affect the economy. We know that. We've seen Facebook and some of the major ad names sort of guide a little bit lower due to ad revenue issues possibly coming from the Middle East and what's going on there. So that's no surprise there for me. So, and she's also saying that she is staying on board as Treasury Secretary for the Biden administration, good word there, thank you. So she is going to stay on there. So whether or not he gets elected or not, but that is what's in my ear right now. So yeah, Microsoft making a move back up. One more try on a reload here. As look at this, making a move up for no reason is Microsoft right now.
Yeah, so got a little again trying that short underneath that high a day on the Oracle, a little bit extended on that push. About a point to the upside off of that 100. Just looking again, I know I'm fighting a little bit of the pressure that we just saw, but the sellers were very adamant underneath this, in and around this 101. So maybe trying to get involved with a little bit of slowdown of that price action there. Market kind of pops up, comes back in. Amazon testing near its lows. NVIDIA, kind of we talked about, it's still trading in its upper quartile, not anymore. I mean, kind of pulling back in. And I just turned over to Sean when it was kind of in this consolidation range here in the high 80s or mid 80s right here above VWAP. I was like, okay, looking a little toppy, maybe poised for a little bit of a pullback. But as you can see, it's been getting bought up. Well, yesterday it was, maybe not so much the day before, but getting a little bought up off of VWAP as of yesterday. Strong close and maybe just strong open as well. Continuation right off the open, and maybe now it wants to catch up with the rest of these names here as it kind of pulls back. Again, I like to look for healthy price action. If something is just straight up, that's definitely an unusual buyer, whether that's regardless of what reason that may be, either that's a squeeze or whatever buying pressure due to catalyst, or maybe someone just wants to buy or cover, right? But regardless of whatever that is, when it does kind of slow down, I do look to get involved when that pressure was a little extensive. And NVIDIA off the open a little bit there. I think a healthy pullback is more than valid. Take a look at the NQs coming right back into this morning range as Amazon tests the lower end of this range. So a low day here right now is at 147.50. 147.56 there on Amazon. So we kind of missed the short here off of the VWAP reject. We had the idea to short, good reasons to sell, but we got out of the long instead of getting short. Again, I got to work on being a little bit more like water when it comes to that. But like I said yesterday, I am a little bit more focused on trying to stay with the trend.
Yeah, stay with the trend. Look at this. Okay.
Oh, nice.
As Microsoft bumped up, let Obi finish speaking, but now we're in another 50-cent winner. Like Microsoft just bumped up there. I took it once and twice, but not OB thrice. But
maybe it'll come back in.
I mean, we're gonna let's go, man. Let's go.
Wow.
Let's slap this back and forth again. There's Microsoft. See you later. Nice one again coming through. Let me see what this is. He said this is sticky note box. Oh, that's over on that side. I get it. And this is sticky note in the center. Got it. Okay. But look at this move down for Microsoft. You know, this is day trading. This is scalping. You know, this is who I am. This is what I do every single day. Trying to do this. And it's like, get the short, you know, off of these levels and then scalp like right back in. Like these are real trades, real money coming through. 376, good short. We actually got 75s. We took it a little bit ahead of that. And again, when Microsoft moved up for no reason there, it seemed like an easy one. We are, honestly, guys, like if this breaks 376, a little north of that, we're out. So like, I definitely understand that we are kind of like counting our blessings here, blessings on blessings, because like it keeps coming pretty close to doing that. But that's why you got to get out when it dumps like this. So there's another out for us on that one. Tesla's having a problem. We will try one more time down here, but I'm not bidding. Actually, I don't even have any more bids. Watch out for 232. If we slip through that, then we'll be gone because honestly, we want the market to fall now. We're short Microsoft. That's my biggest play right now. AMD, we have 10% left. Nothing pretty much on AMD, and Tesla's at a reload level, so let's do that. But realistically, not the whole morning, but Microsoft is the biggest play for me right now. We have a decent amount on this off of those reloads, but we have cashed out in the middle and we cashed out on the low side. So let's see what happens now. Let's take some more on Tesla, but not too much more as we're right down near some of these levels.
Yeah, so I stop out of that Oracle buying pressure coming right into these 20s, those highs from before. So yeah, I think I'm done with the short idea for now. Kind of coming in, I was like, oh, 200 period on the 15 doesn't really matter. It kind of just buying pressure is overwhelming, right? Off the 100 bounce, do have to respect it. That was my second try. I don't think I'm going to have a third try unless it shows me anything significant. But we are now breaking towards new high of days on Oracle. Very distinctly different behavior from what we were doing yesterday. Nice and slow, steady, healthy little pullback off of that earnings report yesterday. But we are getting a little bit of a reversion back through some of those prices. So maybe I will wait for that 103 if that does come in, but only strong reasons to buy as it keeps on clocking every little pullback through the highs and pushing right back through. So you know what? I am done with that one for now. But Amazon kind of breaks towards new lows, wicks right back in and holds this 147 halves right there as the market kind of starts to consolidate now above its previous consolidation. So maybe, again, not enough information just yet, but we're holding as of right now above this previous consolidation. ES is not really, is this contract?
It's H.
Yeah, that's what I have on here.
Well, Sharif said it was H.
It doesn't look like it's moving here.
Let me see.
Let me just take a quick check. I'm like, am I trading?
All right, so the H, I can tell you. So the H right now is 200,000. If Sharif gave me bad information, I'm going to find out in a second. You said that we're trading on the H contract. Yeah, that would be H, my guy. Don't worry.
I was looking
Calm
at
down,
the wrong
Sharif.
ES there, Sean.
Calm down, Sharif.
I was looking at the ES and I was like, why is it not moving? Although I'm not really trading off of it, I'm looking at the NQ instead. But yeah, capital H instead of lowercase h. Apparently that makes the difference.
Does it?
But yeah, it was down here. Look, I'll show you right here. If I literally type in lowercase h, it goes to a different chart. But I type in a capital letter H, that's the live chart.
CM.
Yeah, everything's the same. I'm only changing the H from being lowercase to uppercase.
Strange. I never heard of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, but we are on the March contract, obviously. So all you could do is just search by volume for the ticker.
Yeah.
So that will tell you. The chart won't tell you anything other than the chart, but you definitely want to look at volume. Okay, here comes Microsoft, man. It's 50 cents in the money and still printing. It is going to be the #1 stock here today, obviously, as we have no losing trades today. AMD actually is the #1 stock. I shouldn't say obviously. Profit-wise, it is AMD, but here comes Microsoft right back down again. So, all right, it's 11 o'clock. Thank you so much, Obi. It's been a blast once again.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to wait for Tesla to come down to 232, get a little longer. If it breaks it, we're gone, but we're really super happy about what's been going down with Microsoft. Good trade. You had Oracle and Amazon today, I think?
Took a couple shots at Oracle, took a couple shots at Amazon.
Shots fired.
Worked out a little. Not the best kind of trading, but again, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, we'll be back around 150-ish or so probably for that Fed number. So get ready for us, guys. It's going to be a no movement, but we'll be here to trade it. Often when he gets on the mic is when it's exciting. So, okay, it's time. Let's go. It's Adara and Sharif on the Midday Show. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to Learn How to Trade, formerly known as Midday Show. That is your girl, Adara. I am Sharif.